tried that shit. Future said to chop the brick. We back. I'm Dante Soul Pepper. That's Pharaoh. That's Marquis. I'm retiring this intro right after this because this is actually the specialist guest of all time. All right? I'm retiring the intro. I will not ever say that again because this is the most specialist guest of all time. He don't even come outside because he don't like you. He don't trust you. He only fuck with me. We got Damien, the most specialist guest of all time.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You will never hear that intro ever again. I promise.
Yeah,
I mean it this time.
What happens if you say it on accident or something?
Then y'all got to be like, nah, he ain't the most specialist guest of all time, right in front of whoever's sitting right here.
Yeah. All right. Stop giving the Drake intro.
Yeah. No, we not doing that. Do you have anything to say, sir?
No, I don't know. I don't go outside. I just do my own thing. So
Put the mic up a little bit.
Oh yeah, my bad.
You good?
Yeah, no,
good.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see what y'all take it.
All right. So we just getting right into it, man. J. Cole released a diss track on Kendrick Lamar and took it back. What do y'all think?
I was like everybody, highly disappointed, but it wasn't a bad diss track. It was a little pow. I give it what the credit was.
There was a lot of lies in that diss track.
I mean, subjective.
Oh, wait a minute. Before we continue, matter of fact, are we being objective or subjective today?
I am caping.
He's being subjective. He's being subjective. All right.
I will bob and weave out of the objectiveness.
All right.
But nah, give the credit what it was. He wasn't really fired on in like that for real. It was more of a Drake diss. And, that's Cole's man. He came in, gave him a little pow. I thought he was like dissing throughout the whole album, to be honest. But if he didn't apologize for the whole album and he only apologized for the one song, then I actually don't feel as disappointed. But yeah, it was just a little pow. He felt bad about the little pow. It's his man's.
It was confusing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how I feel about it because, like you said, there was little hits throughout the whole album. So here and there, I was like, that's about him too. This is about him also. So I don't really know which, like 2 days, 48 hours apology. That's, I don't know, which was weird.
That's the sick part right there. It was just so quick.
Yeah, that's what had me kind of confused is how fast it was.
It didn't have to be on stage.
No.
My biggest thing, it didn't have to be on stage.
I think it was you that said on the internet, where you said something about, for the first time in my life, I think a tweet probably would have been better.
Yeah, that was in a group chat. I said that to Oscar. I was like,
that's what you said.
Most times when people tweet, I'm like, they don't need to say that. But that was the first time I ever felt like a tweet would have done well, would have did it right.
Yeah, I'm with that. A tweet might have came up, but I started watching the video. And I couldn't go through the whole video. I was like, oh, no, he done bitched out of this shit, man.
You know what it was, man? And I also, again, I'm caping. But like any normal artist, you're going to pay attention to the talk and the slander. And I bet you that talk and that slander after was just a little too much. Because y'all think he said some lies, and again, it was subjective. I liked To Pimp a Butterfly, but there might be some people that didn't. I know that there's people that didn't.
This is why I missed the 50 era, because 50 didn't care. He stood on what he said. He stood on business. And J. Cole, it was soft as hell. That's all I gotta say. Well, I'm on that Jordan Sanders shit. Like, man, that shit was soft, man.
But if there's millions of people coming at you telling you that, like, just refuting shit that you said in the diss and flipping it back onto you, but in a weird way, I'd feel some type of way. Especially if I wasn't an artist. Especially if I was an artist that, like, I had been in the highest regard for a little bit, like. That's a weird type of hate that I had.
But when you apologize, I don't feel like you're in the highest regard anymore, because like you're basically saying, "Oh, the art that I just put out oh, that's not. We're gonna delete that. That shit didn't happen.
I don't think he was saying it didn't happen. It's just saying it didn't sit right with him.
I mean, he did say he might delete it later.
That's what's confusing about that too. The title, like it seems, part of it seems kind of planned. I don't know what, but how convenient is it that he went through that apology and his name might delete later? Like, suspicious.
See, I'm kind of in the middle, right? Because I don't even care that the diss track was really lies, because I thought it was kind of dope, to be honest. But, like, I agree with the part where he almost should have stood on it, but at the same time, I don't think he knew that the beef between everybody else was as serious as it is, I feel like. So I think in his way, he came to play, trying to, oh, no, I'm still a better rapper than y'all. And then he realized, like, motherfuckers didn't like motherfuckers, and motherfuckers didn't trust motherfuckers, and he was like, I don't think I want to be part of this.
It wasn't his fight.
Yeah.
He was like, wait a minute. Oh, this is almost past rap, I want to say, maybe. I don't want no part of that.
Especially when you look at like the first like might delete later videos, and he's talking about him being in the studio with Metro leading up to that, and then you get him on Red Leather. So it's like, you know, maybe he seen the ties coming. He wanted that smoke, not even smoke, but like he wanted to get engaged. But then, like you said, peep scene, and this is a little bit more than what I bargained for. I gave this feature. I did this with Metro. First person shooter. He apparently got perceived a different way, because I don't think, as much as we looked at like that as a diss track, I don't think Cole was like dissing as much as he was sparring in that track. Right. So that's probably why Kendrick went light at Cole.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even in the Like That verse, like 90% of it was at Drake. It was only like fuck the big three part. What else did he say about Cole?
Nothing really.
He wasn't talking about
First person shooter, y'all should have came with 3 switches, but like other than that, nothing. And see, J. Cole, matter of fact, hold on, now I gotta talk to you now. Because last time I told your ass, just don't worry about it. Keep riding your bike, keep making that album.
That's crazy.
Keep practicing your jump shot, and I'm gonna still support you. I told you. But you tried to come out and play. I told your ass.
Hey, man.
And I'm being objective. I was being objective when I said that. We didn't want you a part of this. This was everybody else's fight. So a couple other niggas I don't even want a part of this. Keep it be with you. So you should have stayed out of it anyway.
So wait, why are we mad at him? We're not mad at him, right?
No, I'm not mad at Cole. I'm just saying he should have stayed out of it in general.
I'm mad at the apology. That shit
It was a weird look. I'm not mad at him for it. It was a weird look because even like how he was like, man, it didn't sit right with my spirit. You know, sometimes when you are trying to grow and you go back to doing some bullshit, like, you know, you don't feel right about it either. So like you know what I'm saying? And especially if we want all these artists to be authentic, I guess I was authentic to J. Cole. But it was kind of weird.
Hey, listen, this was like the first time in eons that I bought music, because I was not, I wasn't finna test it. Yeah, as soon as I seen it dropped, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go right to iTunes. I'm gonna pay this little $9.99. I'm gonna buy this, and now look, he took it off streamings, and I got it, and it's a decent little piece of music.
I thought it was cool.
If you had no context to this, like being Kendrick, you would have thought this was like actually a decent pow pow.
I still think it was a decent little pow pow. I really do.
Whether
he was lying or not is a whole nother conversation, but I thought the shit was cool.
I do feel like that. Yeah, he definitely stepped on his own shit though. He definitely stepped on his own shit. Like this was a good album, good mix of songs on top of all that steam behind it, but him doing the apology even stepped on the whole project as a whole, not even just the diss.
Right, because like if we're gonna be honest, I thought it was a good little piece of music for real.
I thought that was great leading up to the fall off. Like that's almost like I don't want to compare the two because you can't, but that was your Friday Night Lights leading up to your 2014, right?
Yeah.
Your Board Center.
Sideline Story.
No. Oh yeah, Silent Story. Yeah, thank you.
I hope the fall off don't sound like the Sideline Story.
No.
I hope the fall off don't sound like the last album. I like J. Cole, man. I really do. I'm playing with him kind of.
You didn't like off season?
I didn't love it. It was cool. See, but that's why I feel like people had an issue with J. Cole doing what he did though, because it feels like ever since KOD when he started hopping on ever since the Middle Child song. And when he started hopping on all them features and shit, I feel like people had an issue with it because a lot of J. Cole's music is how he is the best rapper as of late. So I think people really had an issue with it because it was like, this was your time to show you was the best rapper, and then he kind of backed out of it. So I'm trying to say that to say I feel like a lot of my problem with the off-season was it just felt like he was rapping about rapping. And I like J. Cole's music for concepts and messaging more than I like what he was doing recently.
As artists and as a music connoisseur, right? Do y'all like the battling as far as like going back and forth with rappers to prove that they're the best, or can a rapper just get on songs with people and out rap them to prove that they're the best?
It depends on what, but I think I like both aspects, but I like the artist to be authentic. So I'm like, if that's what you're doing, then keep doing that. Don't back out of what you're doing. Like, that's why I put 50 Cent as one of my GOATs, is because anything he did it all the way. Even now, even with like the shows and shit, he's gonna do it all the way. So like, when I was rooting for J. Cole, and it's like, damn, now you reverting what you're doing. Like, I didn't like that. So I'm like, I don't know even how I haven't listened to the album ever since he apologized and shit. So now I'm gonna have to listen and be like, oh shit, you didn't mean none of this shit, huh?
You can mean it, but like, you know.
What do you think?
It's just confusing to me. I don't know. Like, the more I think about it, it's like, my bad, my brain went blank for a second. What was the question again?
He basically was saying as a music head, do you think
yeah,
a rapper could just hop on songs and prove he's the best, or do you think he has to go at people?
So there's current like little trend of like competition beef. It's confusing to me because like when you talk about 50, like that was real beef. He had real beef with people. So he didn't have to hold back. He didn't care. If he destroyed you, he destroyed you.
Right.
If he lost, he lost. It is what it is. But this whole thing, like, I'm going to out-rap you and talking about it, just do it. Like, some of these people, like, this whole Cole... Kendrick's not talking about... I mean, I guess he's saying he's the best rapper, but he's not saying he's trying to spar with anybody. He doesn't care. Like, he's just, I'll take anybody out. I'll out-rap you. I'll do what I can. But, there's, like, Cole is trying to be too kumbaya with it, and it's just confusing. Because he doesn't have real beef with anybody. He's cool with everybody. You saw all these features. He's with everybody. But he's also saying he's the best rapper. So you can't be pushing that for past 3 years and then back out. You took your own steam away at this point. So everybody's going to look at the fall off differently at this point because it's going to be like, you don't even mean that. Mm-hmm. It's
going to be
Maybe
is
he's
really
falling off.
The fall off.
He's falling
The
off.
fall off is.
I kind of think like, I like the hopping on songs and proving that you better more than like prove like kind of the track back and forth. Cause like, even down to the point like if we go back, right? A lot of the reason people think Lil Wayne was the best rapper alive is because he would just hop on anything and say cool shit and dip. Wayne never really had beef where he rapped, like where he had to do, you know what I'm saying? Where he had to do that.
Fuck Pusha T and everybody that love him.
Yeah, but see, that it got serious though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that was a little more serious than what this is, I guess.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the hopping on song thing better because that I feel like your work could kind of prove that you're the best rather than getting on the track and be like, nah, fuck all you bitch ass niggas.
Would y'all subscribe to the fan theory that this is like all set up for like this is all rollout for J. Cole?
If we're gonna be honest, it should be a rollout for everybody.
No, not like it's not escalating it into the beef, but like for J. Cole to drop something and find a way to like almost undercut his success.
Making
to make
missteps.
everybody like foot off the pedal. He's not really that. He's not really that. So when he drops Fall Off, some of the best shit that we've heard potentially from Cole.
Nah, I think he might have fucked up at this point because
Yeah.
he did what he did. Realistically, if the fall off is less than a classic, he's gonna get dragged. Then he's really gonna look like he fell off.
Man,
I almost think he fucked himself, to be honest. I don't want to see him go down like that, but
Yeah, because yeah,
I kind of think he fucked himself.
I kind of like. I don't want to see beef unless it's real beef. That's what I realized. Like, if you want to bring switches and shit involved, if you don't want to beat up niggas in the studio, then I don't want to hear you
That's
rap about other
crazy.
niggas.
If you're not
That's
shooting
crazy.
each other in front of Hot 97 like 50 Cent in the game, leave it out.
Yeah, like
this man perpetuated.
If you not putting dead rats on people's front door like 50 Cent was doing to DJ Khaled Mama, leave it out. If you're not slapping niggas' kids like Tony A was doing, leave it out.
Hey, what? Tell the people what's your what's your handle?
At Dante Soul Pepper.
Yeah, that's it.
None of y'all niggas want to beef with me either. Because I might slap your kid. I'm playing.
you gonna spit on him like Cameron in that shit.
I'll just kid anyway. And then, so then we get a Drake diss.
Mm-hmm.
Are we being objective or subjective?
Wait, we get like we talking about Drake's.
Yes, Drake's actual diss track. So Drake dropped a diss track on all these dudes. So are we being objective or subjective?
Or are you caping still? Are you caping, weaving in and out?
What is there to wait? Are we about to? Oh, we got hate. We got to get off.
I just want to know, are we being objective or subjective?
we get some
I'm
hate
not,
off.
I'm not going to say I'm hating or loving.
Hey,
I
let's
just
get
want to
hate.
know the answer first.
Well, I could just
I'm okay
express
with
it.
being objective.
Then I thought he did an all right job.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought it was actually like I thought it was more than okay. I thought he actually did what he was supposed to do in this round.
Yeah, I'll say
It's a lot of people coming at you.
I like what he did with it. I think like I wanted some more direct shots at certain people, and if you're going at everybody, shoot at the men that you went and sat with LeBron with, and you had to end it with. You had to say there was rules to the shit. You know what I'm saying? No,
You want him to go with Pusha T and Pusha T ain't say shit this entire time?
yeah, I want. If you're going at everybody, you might as well shoot your.
But
Spin the block.
Nah, he would have
Nah.
that would have made him look bad because it's just like you coming back, 5-6 years later, and they're trying to go at Pusha T. Everybody would be like, nah, fam, like you done already lost, like kill that.
yeah. On top, yeah.
You
On
think
top-
he wrote it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You think he wrote it? Okay.
absolutely. Drop it, give me. I bet you that was in the tug as soon as he saw it, bro. As soon as he seen Kendrick Lamar post all that shit on his little fake Instagram account.
See, and another thing about that too, right? Like I'm saying, if we're being objective, I think the reason it almost feels like Kendrick Lamar is untouchable is because like kind of just feels like a lot of these dudes are either lying or we're in the same situation, right? So if J. Cole's bringing up a discography, his discography can't hold to Kendrick. If Drake is saying drop and give Top Dog 50% of your catalog, you would sign to one nigga who was signed to another nigga that was signed to 3 niggas. So at the end of the day, like you already been through that too. So what are we talking about?
Is it the same?
Like,
I mean,
Is
Like,
it the
you
same though?
yes, it's exactly the same. That's exactly the same. How's that not the same?
I don't think the math would math up though.
What do you mean?
Drake's not losing 50% of his shit though.
Not anymore, but the
No,
reason
when
he's
he
out of his
was.
deals because him and Birdman had issues and stuff about the money.
Well, about the money and it being 50% split is different.
But see,
If I gotta give 50% of my shit away, like before any
a lot of
other,
these motherfuckers is doing that, and you just don't know it because because 50% is still millions of dollars. But
50% of a billion's still a lot.
Yep.
So
you know what I'm saying? And But
And even then, like, Kendrick built TDE.
Yeah.
And he's not on TDE anymore. Just like Drake's not on Cash Money anymore. So that's why, like, in my head, I'm like, it was a cool little jab. But like in my head, I'm like, would y'all got to start almost telling the truth in order to actually kill this man. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, that's why he was making fun of his height. Like, he couldn't say much. He's like,
You a big stepper with size 7 shoes on.
like, what do you? I feel like he sees Kendrick as like, I can't do anything he could say. I think Kendrick can say worse. So I think he's still afraid of certain things. So he's kind of just making fun of him at this point.
You got to make it funny.
Yeah, because you got
to make it. You got to make it stick more than just like a bar.
Right.
It's got to be a bar, and it's got to be like
and
easily
the little
quotable.
The little Whitney thing about his wife. I don't want you to repeat what you did.
with Push.
Don't repeat what you did. You talking about people's wives. You bringing it up there. Now when Kendrick drops the story of Adidon, I don't want you to go and sit with LeBron. Don't go sit with LeBron. If he sits with LeBron, I'm flying to Toronto and smacking that motherfucker myself. Because that was basically what J. Cole did, but covered up.
Nah.
That is.
I
You
pretty
walked
much
it down.
was
There's
saying
rules to this shit. No, there wasn't rules when you was making duppies and shit. There wasn't
Oh,
rules.
you're talking about the okay.
Yeah, there wasn't rules when you was making duppies and shit. And then you say, "Oh, I got a secret thing in the tuck." Man, that's like the nigga. Man, that's like when you playing guns with your hands when you were a kid, and you're like, and the motherfucker says, "I got a grenade launcher," and then no, you don't, nigga, or you would have put it out. Come on, man. Like, I'm sick of niggas just telling me anything, pissing on you and telling you it's rain. Like, that shit is dumb.
I think too with the Drake diss though, I think the reason I think he did a good job is because he had so many people to go
That's
at.
what I was about to say.
So like
yeah.
he did a good job at like shooting at everybody. Like the whole little wicked line, shit was fire.
That was fire.
The whole little Rick Ross shit was fire. The whole little weekend shit, he could condone tricking, but it was all right. But my favorite was Metro, shut your ass up.
Make some drums,
Metro,
nigga.
shut your ass up and make some drums. That shit had me dying. I was like, I couldn't even imagine like if I were a producer and I'm like, man, I got a whole album talking about I hate this nigga. And he just like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, just go somewhere. Like, I don't even want to fuck with you. Like, go somewhere.
Especially when you know it was hate.
Yeah.
That was steamy hate. Because
That-
I heard Drake up and down those "We Don't Trust You" songs.
And the way Drake made it seem on the songs was like he was doing people favors by getting on their shit.
Oh, yeah,
but then when
definitely
I heard the Ross shit, I thought about it and I was like, I felt like Drake almost got momentum by doing certain shit at a certain point.
But fam, I've been saying this. That's why he gets on my nerves. I've been saying this because a lot of his steam is just from hopping on other people's shit, and that already got steam. Like he hops on other people's shit. He takes other people's styles. He does this. He does that. He does this. He does that. I've been saying this since 2016, and that's why it gets on my nerves though. Because at some point, I feel like Drake is a lot of the reason that like almost style and originality kind of got taken out of rap. Because Drake made it cool to just hop on everything and do everybody's shit. Look, I know you don't like it, but I've been saying that. There's no way we just let this guy come in and make dance hall, and then all of a sudden he's on a song with Block Boy JB. Nobody's heard from the nigga since. Where's I Love McConan? Where's all of these dudes that he hopped on who had steam before Drake hopped on there? The only niggas that lasted was the Migos.
Yeah.
Wait.
We let Lil Wayne make a damn rock album and shit.
What's your point?
We let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
But he didn't have to. He didn't have to suck dick. Pause. Like he was just doing it. Like
he was still going down there with Pusha T, dressing like He was hanging out with Joel's and took styles and did shit, but niggas don't want to talk about that.
But it wasn't to this extreme. When he made a rock album, he just made a rock album.
Yeah, he still maintained rap. When he rapped, he rapped. He didn't rap, I'm gonna be a Detroit dude this time, or he wasn't stealing styles.
Yeah,
he just changed genres.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he was still Wayne. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I respect you being you more than I respect a chameleon, is what I'm getting at.
A chameleon is still a chameleon.
What are you trying to say?
Even if you need to blend into your environment and you need to like look a certain way, you still
Like, what is she doing?
you still you at the end of the day.
Is
So
he?
yeah, you could he's still. So we're negating bars again.
No, I'm not negating bars. I didn't say anything about his bars.
We
I'm
talking
talking about
negating his pen.
I didn't
His
say,
pen is his pen, right?
I didn't say anything about none of that.
His pen is his pen
But
when
if
he
his
wants
pen-
when he wants to pen.
But so the pen is the pen.
When
If the
he-
pen
when
is
it-
the pen, it shouldn't matter if I can go make it. Honestly, probably is more in my favor if I can go and make a dance hall and then come right back and hop on Black Boy JB shit. Even though Black Boy JB, that was some steam. But do y'all really think that those two, between Black Boy and McConan, are sustainable artists like the Migos was?
But that's literally what I'm getting at. I think he does that on purpose. He jumps on these not sustainable artist shit, and they're just gonna fall off. And then it's just like, look at all these guys I put on. Like, no, you really didn't. Like, you just hopped on this song real quick for
that
the
was
look. And
already
that's,
had motion.
that's even what I be getting at. When I'm like, when you play the numbers game, it get dangerous because at some point you lose like your authenticity. You lose a lot of shit if you just so predicated on numbers.
Because if he steals, he takes full credit. But if you sustain, then he's like, I put you on. That's
There-
what he
there
tried to
we
do
go.
with Future. He tried to hop on Tony Montana, thought he was just going to get in, get out, and realize, oh, Future's sustained a career at this point. Same with Kendrick. Like when he got on his album, it's like I think he thinks if he kills your career, he doesn't have to hear from you again. But if you sustain, he's like, oh, I did that for you. Same thing with all the Miami people, Ross, Khaled, all like everybody he went down there with, sustained careers. I think he, oddly enough, well, of all people to have beef with, is Ross. That was random, but I don't know. Like, he's just a leech in a sense.
That's what I've been trying to say. He said it better than I can. That's why he need to be on here. Because when I be trying to make a point and I can't find the right words, he always does that to me.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to say. He said it better than I could have.
Yeah.
So,
And that's why that's that main thing in that diss. He kept talking about either he's flexing money, he's saying I put you on, or he's trying to make fun of you. But like he's not really out rapping. He's just poking fun at people at this point. He's just trying to poke at your weakness. But he's not really doing anything. He didn't really out rap anybody in that. He just said a lot of funny stuff and cool stuff. It was like, all right, cool, that was a bar. But
He dissed him.
yeah,
It did exactly what it did.
I just don't know what he
need
would've-
to- I don't need to put any extra sauce on it. I'm gonna just wrap it all up really quick, and then I'm gonna hear whatever y'all got to come back with.
I think he just benefited off of having that much ammo because I don't know if it was just Kendrick who he had to diss, if he would have had a whole song.
Yeah,
He wouldn't have had enough to say.
I agree. That's where shit got messed up. Where he started dissing, where Ross got involved, The Weeknd started singing about him and shit. Where like, almost like when I heard all of this in my head, I almost had to jump on Drake's side. Like, man, would y'all just leave this dude alone already? Like,
All of them
that's
try
kinda
to
what I started
dogpile.
thinking. Is I was like, just leave the dude alone already. Like, all right, we get it. Nobody likes him. What now?
so,
Go make some fucking drums, I guess.
so what do y'all think about the Ross diss?
I thought the shit was fire.
That's a good Rick Ross song, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought the shit was
It
fire.
was right on. It
He
was right on
learned.
par.
He learned. He
was
had
right
some
on
time to craft a better beef song. So
Yeah,
instead of trying to make jokes.
yeah. Nah, I thought the shit was fire.
Oh yeah, I think.
Wait,
I don't hold no weight to it.
matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all finish, and then I'm gonna ask if we're being objective or subjective.
Nah, you better ask him.
Go ahead.
Are we being objective or subjective?
I already know what this man's gonna say, but yeah, we're being objective.
Then I got a problem with that diss track. Rick Ross, go home.
Yeah,
You don't need to be a part of this
yeah.
because all that shit you was talking at the end. You still Rich Montana and cease and desist, so I followed you. And now you write diss tracks to this man. I want to ask, where were you when when Meek Mill was fighting for his life against this man?
Come on now. Come on now.
Come on, bro.
He was
Come
at
on now.
Wingstop or something.
You was at Wingstop,
Come on now.
still doing songs with this man when he was asking Meek Mill, is that a world tour or your girls tour? You sitting there with a 20-piece lemon pepper, not giving a fuck.
Oh,
but
wait.
when French Montana's trash ass got a problem, now you want to step in. No, what are we doing, bro?
Wait. I will give Ross this one little anecdote. He did say on Color Money, we back to back and down the whacking nigga and all that shit.
It wasn't as direct, though.
Yeah.
You needed to be as direct at Drake as you are now when Meek Mill was fighting for his fucking life, dog. That's great. This is crazy. Like, we gonna be, this nigga's not,
And
this
his
nigga's not
Birdman
standing on
diss,
principle.
his Birdman diss is up there in my like my top diss songs. Like that Birdman diss, I was like, oh, that shit is. I go back and listen to that shit.
You had to say, fuck Birdman. You had to say something to Drake. What were you rapping that Birdman for? What is he gonna do? You didn't say nothing to Drake when he was dragging your artists across the music industry. You didn't say a word.
It wasn't personal.
You said it wasn't
It
personal?
wasn't personal to him. I think this is the reason why he stepped in, is because it was his girl. I think he probably would have just watched it the whole time if it didn't affect him personally. The Meek thing was just like, yeah, that's my artist, but like, what's he supposed to do? Drake was his artist, pretty much, damn near. Like,
Man,
I don't know.
That shit ain't right.
I think he was just kind of more like, I'm not going to step into it. And then
You should have.
until it affects him personally.
That's the biggest boss we've seen thus far. You're not a boss to everybody at your table ate. So the boss should have came down on both of his employees and been like, hey, we're not doing this. Like, relax.
I don't know. They made a lot of money
Or the
together.
boss should have fired somebody. Boss didn't do nothing but watch his company crumble. Where's MMG at right now?
It's nothing. Everybody is.
Like, what are we
Wale's at
talking about?
one label. Meek's at another label. Now they got beef every other week.
Man,
Meek
Ross,
dropping tweets and shit.
I just can't roll with that. That ain't even right, bro. You got a point, though. Like, maybe Drake made it a little more personal, but come on, fam. We're sticking up for French Montana right now. French Montana gangster enough. He can figure it out. He can slap a couple people. Like, he's all right.
I don't
Like,
want to hear a French Montana diss track.
Yeah, I don't want to hear a diss track, but I'm saying, like, if it's that personal, man, French Montana might shoot one of these motherfuckers. So, like, he can handle himself. He's just fine.
He
came home.
He could bring back his DVDs. You know how he was doing the
Yeah, I remember the little Coke Boy DVDs and all
Coke
that.
Boy DVDs.
Yeah.
He could put out a whole little Coke Boy.
He can handle himself, man.
Yes.
He can handle himself. Meek couldn't.
Meek was
calling O'Malley.
Meek is unhinged, though. That's the thing. I wouldn't even defend him. He can't defend himself. Like, what is he doing? Every time someone's there to, like, look out for him, there he is on Twitter going
That's fair.
crazy. Like, you can't rely. He's not reliable. He's not.
That's fair. That
Like,
is fair.
Yeah, I when we have the Meek Mill conversation, I just want to say everybody that was like, "Oh, he's gonna be the best rapper," or this nigga is not like that. It really isn't. Like, he's never been the most lyrical. He tricked you into thinking he was a battle rapper because he put out a couple YouTube videos with some nappy braids, and you niggas believe this shit. Have you ever seen him on Smack, like battle rapper nigga? No. And then he gets signed to Ross, and he's just screaming in the mic and shit, man. I really, like, he has some good shit, but, like, we can't just he's not in my Fantastic Four or nothing.
Damn, this is
So, like,
super hate.
So, like, in my eyes, he exceeded everything I expected of him.
That's crazy.
He's like the nigga in Resource that got the job. He got the 6-figure job now. I'm like, damn, he exceeded everything I ever expected him to do.
Is that objective or subjective?
No, that is both. that is the truth.
I think he's just an alternate universe Ace Hood. I won't lie to you. Damn near.
The ultimate.
Hey, wait, hold on. Are we done? Are we
No,
done
he
with
might have
this?
a
Are we
point
done
with that
the
one.
Drake diss? Are we good with it?
Yeah,
Okay. You say he's
He's an alternate universe Ace Hood.
That's what it is. That's what it played out to be.
Ace Hood was harder than Meek Mill. I'm not gonna cap. I was an Ace Hood fan for a minute.
When his watch fell off on the BET thing.
No, like, come on, man. Look, are we being objective or subjective?
That was
'Cause if
that really happened.
I know, but if we're being objective, Ace Hood's first 2 albums was hard, and that third one wasn't too bad either.
not harder than me.
Oh, Ace Hood don't have an album better than Championships or Dreams Worth More Than Money.
All right, I'm just making sure.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't.
Shit, I
have
even think Wins and
albums-
Losses was dope.
albums and shit.
Championships is a classic, man.
It is.
It is.
I'm going to say it. He hates this album. He's by himself.
You
I've done
got-
extensive research on this, and I actually wanted to bring it up one time, and I forgot. It was like a month ago. I got a bunch of tweets saved of people calling this album a classic. You literally are on your own.
Yeah, because there are songs on there. I would say it's a good album, but you got the shit with Cardi B.
Fire.
Trash. That shit is trash.
The fuck
I
are we
want a
doing?
whole buzz million.
Oh, what?
I want all bad bitches. I don't want to hear that shit, man. No.
That shit is amazing.
No, that fuck on me. I could do that. Y'all, I'm going to the studio after this. I'm gonna make 10 of those. And I want y'all to tell me it's a fucking classic when I do it.
And when I do I get a 5% split?
Oh, now you want to be top dog? You want to drop and give him 50 and shit?
No, this is 5.
But I'm just saying, like, no.
That shit's fire.
And then what's the shit with Fabulous on there?
Oh, that's the only skip.
And then what's the shit with Future on there? The splash warning shit. With
That shit was
Uzi.
hard.
That shit is trash.
See, that just sounded like a Future song. I think if that was, maybe
then
it didn't
the
belong in
Chappelle-
that album, but I
ooh,
think it's a
that's a-
dope song.
And then the Chappelle. Ooh, that's a car.
Everything
Yeah,
else,
yeah,
everything
like-
else, I'll agree. Like the intro was crazy.
Oodles and noodles.
The Oodles and Noodles was crazy.
Oodles and Noodles was crazy.
100 Summers, that's my shit.
That's all right.
With the shits?
With the shits was fire.
Yeah, I mean, everything else, but those 3 songs, I heard those and I was like, what are we doing?
So how many skips you get on the classic album? Because if he just got 3 skips, I still call it a classic.
I don't know if I call classic with skips. That's my whole thing is I feel like we use classic and shit so loosely.
I'll agree with that too, though.
But you got that. So you don't have very many classics, period, then.
No, I have classic albums.
See,
like
I-
nothing was
But
the
like
same.
it-
I have no skips on Nothing Was the Same.
What?
That's a classic album. When I
okay,
go,
I'll give you that.
when I go to
Give me
Good
another
Kid,
one.
Mad City, no skips. Classic album. Damn,
Okay.
no skips. Classic album.
I got
To Pimp a Butterfly, no skips.
I got to skip on Damn.
That's my favorite Kendrick album. So
That's one of my favorite Kendrick albums. I've battled with that all the time. If
There's a couple skips
To
on
Pimp
each of
a-
these albums, though.
I mean, yeah.
Get Rich or Die Trying, no skips.
And that's a 22-track album.
Yeah.
This is why I'm kind of with Marquis, because he was just like, then there's not very many classic albums. Because I think Graduation is a classic album, but Drunken Hot Girls,
Fire.
Fire.
never in my
So
life, bro.
fire.
We
Are
can
we-
do too much bullshit. Skip.
Love that shit.
That shit is fire. That album is. Oh, I didn't even start naming Kanye's classic album.
That shit is skip like a motherfucker. Or even like, I'm not gonna lie, on College Dropout,
There's a few on there.
the one song that I feel like I always skip,
That ludicrous shit.
yeah, breathe in, breathe out. If you iced up, skip. I'm good, bro.
See,
I'm good.
I don't. I might be get killed on this. I don't see College Dropout as a classic album, but from the second album on, a motherfucking classic.
College Dropout is not my favorite. It's not my top 3 Kanye albums.
Like as time went on, the album was
It was dated.
to me. So I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe we that's why I say we use the term so loosely.
Not saying it's a bad album, just not.
No, it's not a bad
Yeah, it's
album
just not-
at all. It's a
not my
great
favorite.
album, but I feel we use classic so loosely.
So then how many classics Kanye got then? If College Dropout is not a classic.
So you got the second album, the third is Graduation. 808s and Heartbreaks is a damn classic. Dark Twisted Fantasies. Life of Pablo.
So we're saying Life of Pablo and 808s and Heartbreak is more of a classic album than College Dropout.
Yeah, to me, yeah.
Why?
I feel like they're better albums.
But why though?
Why do I feel like they're better albums? I
Yes.
feel like they've lasted longer.
That's recency bias.
808s and Heartbreak lasted longer.
I still listen to 808s and Heartbreaks, so maybe I'm biased.
Life of Pablo lasted longer.
I still listen to that.
All right.
I listened to a few songs on College Dropout.
Did you say Graduation or no?
Yeah, you did.
Graduation, hell yeah. Like, that's probably my favorite Kanye album.
I just don't understand how 808s and Heartbreak and Life of Pablo lasted longer than College Dropout. You don't listen to Spaceships, Never Let Me Down, Jesus Walks,
I listen to Spaceships.
Get 'Em High,
All Falls Down.
All Falls Down.
I
Like, what are
listen
we
to
talking about?
All Falls Down.
Slow
I listen to-
Jams.
Slow jams? Like, what are we
Through
talking
the
about?
Wire.
There's no way this album's not classic.
No, yeah, you're.
There's
you're-
no
you're
there's
wrong.
no way. There's no way. No
Yeah.
rap fan ever in their life would say this album is not classic.
I felt like we just used it too soon.
Too soon for that? It's been out since 2004. You just call Life of Pablo classic, and I don't see it as a classic. I think that's a great album, but like I don't know if I would call Life of Pablo classic versus that, especially.
Yeah, I'll take that one back.
I don't skip nothing on Life of Pablo.
So what other albums are not a classic?
Watch the Throne.
Take Care is not a classic. Shit. I don't know.
Is the documentary a classic?
Documentary is a classic. Hell yeah.
Are
I
you
don't
saying
skip nothing
albums
on
that
it.
people say are classics, but it's like not really, or you're questioning whether it's a classic or not?
A little bit of both. Like I just want to see like where his headspace is as far as like what he's dubbing classics and not classics.
So how many classics Tupac got?
Like 2?
Well, All Eyes on Me and
Machiavelli's 7-Day Theory.
There's no skips on All Eyes on Me.
That's
That's what we're saying.
It's a lot of songs.
Y'all know.
A lot of songs. On there.
Hey, y'all know I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm
That's
always down to pow on some Tupac albums, so I'm just saying, like, are we being objective or subjective? Because
it's quite. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's quite. I don't want to say quite a few because there's a lot on there, but
so that's why
it's a handful of skips on there.
So this is what I'm getting at, is that sometimes a classic is almost not music based, it's impact based as well. So since All Eyes on Me has such a big impact on rap, doesn't matter if there's skips on it or not. It's a classic album. And I almost feel that way about College Dropout too. That was the first Kanye album, and he, like, if it wasn't for College Dropout, there would be no Late Registration, Graduation. There wouldn't be half of these Jayz albums. When you actually make an impact on the art,
Yeah, and
that album
that's
could be
the
considered
battle
a
I
classic
have
as
with.
well.
That's the battle I have with it, is because I feel like a lot of people put, like, if we put it with impact, I'll say that's a classic album. But if it's just like,
if you had to strip the moment away from the music, it's still a classic album.
yeah,
That's what we just talked about recently.
Yeah, because even in my head, like, I'm like, to sit here and tell somebody that lived through All Eyes on Me that All Eyes on Me is not a classic, and I was 3 years old, they would probably look at me like crazy because I didn't live through it. So like,
Yeah.
since I only have the music, like, I could just be like, okay, cool, I don't like this song, I don't like that song, I don't like this song, I don't like that song. But like, All Eyes on Me had an impact, so it's a classic album. So when
So
when-
do you believe like the NWA Straight Outta Compton is a classic album?
yeah, do I listen to it? Hell no. Y'all know I don't listen to music older than me. I don't listen to that album. Classic though.
I mean,
Classic though.
I just
I
think
know the impact it had.
I think a lot of artists make classic music, but like a lot of them, you're not debating their discographies. Like
Right.
that's the thing with Tupac. People are not saying like this album's like competing with other.
How many classics?
classics.
How many classics Common have?
See,
He's got
two,
Yeah, what?
Being
Like
Finding
what?
Forever. Kanye's albums that came from college dropout and late registration.
Yeah. So do you think Late Registration is a better album than College Dropout?
I think I got late registration as number 1 on my Kanye album list.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Well,
can respect it.
I'll,
It has so much on it.
I'll J. Cole and revert that. if we're going off, if that's what we're going off as impact, because like a lot of people try to like just use it, so like they try to call Nelly's first album classic, and I'm like, it's not a classic. He had like 4 songs on that motherfucker.
Okay, we're gonna skip past this. We're gonna skip past this. Last time we had a pod, Marquis said he was gonna come in and kill Bryson Tiller. I don't know why, so let's get into that.
I want to kill Bryson Tiller. I'll be
Big
objective.
object. You okay with being
I'll be-
objective?
I'll be
All right.
objective right now. I have not heard the new album. I have not. That was the one thing that I'm disappointed in myself at, because I wanted to listen to it just so I can kill it. Because man, that whole train of what is it, whatever she wants, like that, I didn't need that from him. I don't need him to reinvent himself. I don't need him to try and be something outside of what he wasn't on Don't and Exchange. Like, it was so far ago, but like he hasn't made shit that gets up to that. I don't think the what is it? What's the album that came out after that? That had
True to Self?
True to Self. Thank you. Like, I don't think True to Self lived up to a good second album. If anything, it was more in line with a sophomore slump.
I think that album came out at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like, there was some
Because
shit
when
on
I
there.
go back and listen to the album, I was like, oh, I was trying to kill this album, and there's actually some shit on here.
There's some shit on there, but like as a whole, as projects go, like it just ruined Bryson Tiller for me. And then for him to like not redrop, but almost like kind of flip his first album and give me more of that true to self vibe, but trying to blend it with the first
Wasn't
album
that how
sound. it
Anniversary
wasn't
was?
for me. Huh?
Isn't that how Anniversary was?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Anniversary. I just couldn't do it.
Anniversary, I like the Anniversary. And me and him always fight about this shit. And I'm like, that's a good album. He's like, nah, it's over with for this man. It's over with. Wah. But I'm like, nah. Like, he's still putting out. And then I'd be like, well, why are we... Because he always tells me don't compare someone... Like, just compare them to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if I'm only comparing him to himself, he puts out good music and puts out good albums.
Bryson's like Black to me though. Like, you can make.
Why you look like
You can make
deer in the headlights
you
when
can,
you said that?
You can make good music, but like overall, like it doesn't give me the feeling that it once had. Like the way I hear Black now compared to like when I first heard Problems and X Calling, like the way I felt compared to like his new music and how I feel now, it's not the same. It's the same way that why I killed Bryson. Like, your music's not hitting for me. It doesn't matter, like, subject matter. Now, again, if I go and listen to this album, I am more than willing to walk it back. But
It's not bad.
I just haven't been on that wave.
No, I think he got a good album.
So what I think you're trying to say is exactly how I feel about Bryson Tiller. It's not the music, it's just the fact that it don't seem like the trajectory of his career was ever met. Right? So
Yeah.
when Don't and the first album came out, that shit was like a bomb. Classic. And you just thought he was the next R&B dude to go through the roof, and he never even touched the roof.
No, he didn't.
So I think that's what it is.
So
like
you wanted him to Meek Mill his trajectory?
I wanted him to be Tory Lanez and Russ. Like
Tory Lanez and Russ?
Like in comparison to both of to all three of their careers, they relatively started the same.
Consistency.
Like they came up, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but they were homegrown in their fans and in their music and trying to put shit behind it. That you would think that their trajectory would elevate them to almost a superstar status, to where I have a cult following. I don't think Bryson has a cult following, anything close to it.
No, I think he has a cult following.
I think he does, and that's why he could still just drop music that's not that high on a mainstream level. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think at some point that's all he got left now is a cult following. So I think like the trajectory of his career was to be the next big R&B artist, and it just never happened. And I think all he has right now is his cult following. That's why it doesn't seem like a lot of his music is impacted. Like, because I'm with you. When I heard the Whatever You Want joint, I skipped past it. Oh, I don't care. It is what it is.
Did you hear that?
I listened to like 75% of it while I was at the gym. This is my thing with all three of those artists you named. Tory, Bryson, Russ. I don't really care about them like that. they're not.
He named Black too, though.
Black was there, but Black was a little bit higher. But I would say for me, they're like B, C tier in importance for me. So even if they drop music every year or they don't, I'm like, maybe there's something I can get from it, but I don't look forward to their music. So if they never drop again, it's kind of like, all right, cool.
See, and that perspective is exactly why I think Bryson Tiller didn't actually reach his potential. Because we shouldn't feel that way about him from what we expected the first time we ever heard him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I agree with you. I really agree with you. Like, I like Bryson Tiller. I listen to all his albums. But, like, it just doesn't feel big anymore, pause. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it just was. There was so much other music, bigger music at the time that like I said, it wasn't high on my priority list of things that I looked forward to being released. So if I got to it, I got to it. But like this Bryson album sounds like a Bryson album. It has a good mix of everything, but I promise I won't listen to it more than 3 times.
Is he rapping at all on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's
God,
not. It's
no.
not. It's
Get
not.
it
It's not
outta
as much
here.
rapping as you think for real. It's like way more R&B than his rap. Like way more. Like extremely more.
All right, then
Like you're not
then
gonna.
may
The
have
only
me.
song that sounds like Whatever You Want is Whatever You Want.
Then you may have me. You may have me. Because, bro, I don't need you to fucking rap.
When I first heard the first 2 tracks on that motherfucker, I thought it was gonna be a classic album, but as the first half is better than the second half of the
Yeah,
album.
like the first 5, 6 was crazy, and then like kind of towards the middle got a little funny, and the 2, 3 tracks at the end, you could get rid of those too. But decent little album.
Shut up and make some drums, nigga. Fuck.
Shut up and make some R&B.
God damn, bro.
That's what shut up and make some R&B. Whatever you want. No, we want R&B, nigga.
Right.
We don't want that rap shit. We've been trying to get into this topic for a minute about club addictions.
Club addictions.
I feel like he should be the one to start this off. This is a recovering club addict.
Hi, my name's Wavy P, and I'm here to. I had too many nights at the clubs. I spent damn near from 24 to almost fucking 30, just fucking off in the club, man.
Tricking?
I said fucking off in the club, not tricking off in the club, not that. Nah. I know the narrative y'all was trying to paint last night, and we ain't gonna get into that. But I feel like the club is almost a drug like anything else. Like, I feel like you could be addicted, how Cam says you could be addicted to, like, certain things in life, like your lifestyle. Like, the club is one of them. And you'll chase these nights that you have. Like, you'll have a good night, and you'll chase that for years. And you'll have another good night, and it's like the next high. But you'll keep going, and you'll have these just mediocre nights. You may crack a little something or whatever, but you keep chasing it, and then you end up that nigga with the barbecue sandals and the Burberry shirt on in the club. They're like, damn, this nigga's been in here for a long ass time. I see people in the club, and my older cousins come out, and they're like, man, they've been in here since I was young. And I'm like, God damn. Like, they ain't got tired. They got kids and shit. They still in the club doing this. Like, and it's hard to break the cycle because I think because liquor's involved, there's vices involved, like women. Like, some people just want to be around a woman's presence. And they think, oh, if I go to the club, I'm going to be around women and I get the liquor too. Like, so you just get into this cycle of keep going, and then you'll fuck off your life in the damn club. You will, like, and for me, it got to the point where I knew where people were gonna be standing and shit. Like, I could go to 25th right now. I knew certain such is gonna be on the second floor, sitting in the same spot. Same 3 outfits, switching out. Like, nah. Like, it just became a damn a rat race. Like, you're on that motherfucking little cycle shit in the little hamster wheel. Like,
What do y'all think?
I mean, I would say I definitely have far too many years going out, like, especially being overseas. Man, that's why when I came back here, I was good, because that chase of potential, that potential good night, potential might bag something, that potential, like, everything might go right, and you're like, what if tonight's that night? Then every single night, it just doesn't play out to be that. And you're just like, man, maybe next week. And you keep doing this nonstop to the point where you're just like, either you have some self-reflection, you realize, like, shit ain't going anywhere. Or you just keep chasing it. But, like, you don't notice you're chasing it. You're just doing it because you may hear from different groups, oh, so-and-so's going out. All right, I'll go out. Oh, so-and-so's going out. All right, I'll pull up. And you do it so frequently to the point where you're just kind of, it's just robotic. You just do it. It's just a thing you do. It's Friday. All right, I'm going out. Got to get my clothes ready. But, yeah, for me, I went through that cycle so often to the point where I was good. Financially, I was like, I'm just wasting money. Bartenders know my name. They know what I'm ordering. Like, I don't need that. I didn't need to be, like, it got to the point when I was going to strip clubs overseas that.
Oh, you're
like,
going too fast. You're going too fast. You're going too fast. Because I wanted you to unpack it. So, like,
all right.
So let's talk about where were you at and what ages?
From 21 to 23, I was in Japan. 23 to 24, I was in Korea. 24 to 26, I was in Germany. And then 26 to 29, I think I had turned 29 at that point. I was in Korea again, and then I came back here at 29.
So which stage was your, like, prime?
Germany. So what's that? 24 to 26?
24 to 26?
Yeah.
I
mean, I won't say, I don't know. I have different stages of just what I felt I prospered in. But
He's like, I was in the big booty. I was in the big booty ones in Germany.
boy
it's
is
just
good.
because
That boy's
like
good.
everywhere had different potential, so I capitalized on whatever was around me. Like language barriers, you see, all these things are different every place you go to. So like Germany was the most American culture but like with way more bullshit. Like, I promise you.
Yeah, racist and shit, right?
Nah. Oh, you mean like racist?
No, I'm fucking with you.
No, I just feel like, I don't know. Everywhere I kind of, I did what I could do.
Got in where you fit in.
But I feel like Germany, that's where I was going to strip clubs the most because that was like, they were just everywhere. And you didn't have to be like out there spending money. As long as you got a drink, you could just watch from afar. And I was in there. I was in there so often to the point that the dancers even asked me to like buy a dance from them. They're like, he's just chilling. Like I got so frequent that I was there, and they just knew I would just chill. I didn't have to.
Damn, Damien was Joe Budden.
He's eating cheesecake in the motherfucker.
Man, I was chilling. They knew. They'd ask me if I want food and shit. They'd be like, hey, I'm going to get some lunch real quick. You want me to get you something? I'm like, all right. Like I was cool with the strippers to the point they knew I wasn't going to be on some bullshit. I was just the cool guy. I'll buy a dance sometimes, but like other times I was just be there to hang out, make sure nobody dies. Like all my friends were there getting fucked up, so I knew they'd lose their paycheck in 5 minutes if they had no self-control. So I was always playing Big Brother a lot, and they knew I wasn't the reckless guy. Like the worst I would do is fall asleep. Like I would just get too drunk and just be like, but that's as far as that would go.
That's a great bag to be in, to be the guy that like really like sets it really safe, because no matter what situation you in, like everybody's gonna be willing to like, you know what? Nah, him? Nah, we gotta take care of him. No. He not on that. He on my side. We good. This your man's? All right, we good. We good then.
Yeah.
So now, how did you switch your brain and just get out of that lifestyle?
Because I realized I was doing that shit for 8 years straight, and nothing changed. I didn't gain anything out of it. It wasn't like I spent years and years of clubbing and somehow, got some connections where it benefited me. Like I just wasted money for years. That's all I did. So
Absolutely.
And I think the benefit for me was that I kept moving. So I kept restarting every time. So I always had to like self-reflect and be like, all right, what am I going to do here? What's my potential? And then like being overseas, it was just like, all right, I'm just going to capitalize on being on the other side of the world. But when I got back here, I was like, I'm off that shit. I don't want to be out. I don't want to be seeing familiar faces. Like I just wanted to chill out. That was my biggest thing. I was like, I'm almost 30 at that point when I came back here. I was like, I'm good. I think I've been out maybe 5 times the past 3 years. I don't.
Did the highs in each place look like substantially different, or was there like one high that was like the best one, like every other place, like you can get close, but you didn't ever get there?
Korea was just 2016 Korea though, specifically.
Hey, 2016.
I'm telling you, 2016 hit right for everybody, all over the world. For some reason, I don't know what it was. It was just in the air. March Madness. Dude, there's certain songs that just stick out to me. And so like back then, that was like, I think it wasn't peak me, but it was peak of like just potential and just carefreeness. You were young enough that you could fit in with whatever. Like you weren't the old guy. You weren't too young to be like, oh, he's this kid. Like I feel like I definitely, I don't know, it was just good people around. Oh, the good music, the things that were happening, everything just kind of lined up in that year for me, 2016 to 2017. And it kind of trickled into the 2017 to 2019, still had some of that energy, but like it was peak 2016.
See, and then even like, almost the way I kind of think about this lately is with any vice, right? It's almost like you're chasing a high that realistically doesn't exist. And that's with anything. Like with people that do meth, chase that same high that realistically doesn't exist. They just got to get higher to feel the same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I even like think about the club shit, because even how like y'all kind of put it into like something might happen or potential stuff like that, is because you're chasing a high that realistically is not there. Like it's not there. Even if you reach the potential of the night or whatever, what's gonna happen is you would just be like, yeah, that was cool, but it wasn't like the last time. So then you try to go do it again to chase the high that really doesn't exist. I feel that way about any vice. Like the highs actually don't exist. It's just that like you almost think it does. So you keep chasing it. You're chasing something that's not there. It's just like you called it like the hamster wheel. Like you're just on a hamster wheel chasing nothing realistically.
Yeah,
You're just
you're on
running.
a treadmill, you're going nowhere.
It's that desert mirage thing. You see the water out there. You're
Yep.
just like, hey, I'm going to keep going and try to get it, but you never get it. It's not real. It's just an illusion. And but we fall into that trap so easy because you have one good night and you're like, one good night could bleed into 6 months of trying to catch it again.
Yeah.
And you're just like, man.
And you don't even gain nothing really out of it. Some more bodies, you know what I'm saying? Nights of knocking them both, and then it's just like.
Now it's just a funny story on the podcast.
Yeah, it's like a funny story on the podcast, man. Because some of the chicks, I don't even have their numbers no more. Like they don't exist in my world anymore. And
Women aren't things, Devin.
are we being subjective?
That's comedy. We was even having the conversation, being him, the last time I seen him, about like how even like just him coming back, like it's just certain people that honestly never got out that lifestyle, and then like it's even they get into other things and then make it even worse. Like you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I couldn't imagine what it would be like coming back from all those other countries and seeing how nasty America is in that lifestyle.
I mean, it's nasty everywhere. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's just different. It's a different nasty. It's just
It's a different nasty.
That's all it is. It's nasty everywhere you go.
What was the nastiest nasty and what was like the elite nasty?
Be objective.
Subjective.
I don't know. It's just like when things got too bad, I always knew to step away. I wasn't trying to get caught up in like nonsense. But like, I think what we benefit over in overseas was because we were all military, so we all knew we had stuff to lose. So we knew there was still a bar where like you couldn't overstep at that point. Yeah. So like we'd get into hooligan shit forever, but we knew even if we knew there was potential of like shit might work out really well, but you're risking a lot. It's like it's not worth it. At least for me, I've seen many people getting arrested, going to jail, getting kicked out the military, and I'm like, that's not for me. So I still always had that over my head of like, I can go far, but like, they're still too far. And that was before I had anything to lose, before I had family. So like, like for me, if I lost it, it was like, all right, cool, whatever. But like, the older I get, there's more to lose than there is to gain. So it's like, I'd rather just chill out and it's not worth it.
And I have an objective question. We can get on it and then get off it right away. Because you're clearly an anomaly in my eyes. From the people I know that are in the military, you are an anomaly. Is it really that grimy with people with militaries and their significant others?
Oh yeah. I mean, it just
thought he was gonna plead the fifth.
It just depends on who you're messing with because there's so many different people. Like, like there's the people who come into the military at 18, married at 18, never had this experience of going out, this nightlife, any of that shit. So they get overseas. They go overseas without their family. They're there for a year. All this potential, all these women, all this alcohol, and no family to come home to. Some people don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
They don't know how to handle the options. I feel like the benefit for me was I got all that shit out. I did everything I needed to do. I did all the stuff that I shouldn't have done. And it's out my system. So like if I were to go back to Korea now, I'm like, I'm good. Like I don't need to chase it. That's why I don't chase it here. It's like I don't need to be out. I don't need to be seen because same thing we were talking about, like it's the same thing. Yeah. It doesn't change. Every time you go out, like you said, you think it's going to be something, but it's the same night. You just wasted some money. Damn, now I gotta chill out this week. Like you don't gain anything from it. So yeah, I feel like with the military, there's people. The range of people. It's just like anybody out here. It's just the lifestyle that you came into it with. So if you were young, married, you don't know what it's like. But if you came in older, you already experienced nightlife. You already have some morals. And then there's just the people who don't want to drink or they don't go out. They're like, shit's weird. I don't like being around a lot of people. So I don't like to generalize the military because there's so many different people. Like everybody has their own. You can fall into the peer pressure of doing some grimy shit, but then that's just a weak-minded person at that point. It's like
Bars.
It's what it is. You like some people see shiny shit and they chase it. Some people see it and they're like, nah, I'm good. I already have some.
Yeah, because I was just thinking like, man, maybe there should be a little bit of something like in place for y'all, like to almost like empower like y'all making good decisions like that. But then I'm like, well, fuck, they're in the military. They should be making like disciplined decisions anyway. So if they're just gonna fall into it. They just gonna fall into it.
Are we being objective or subjective?
Whichever you prefer, Cam.
If we're being objective, hey, this goes against everything I say. Military men, beat your meat.
I mean, it's a real thing.
Go home and beat your
Some
meat,
people
man.
be horny.
Yeah.
But that's that's the big thing.
Crazy.
That goes against everything I
That's crazy
said.
to tell people.
You checking for meat again.
How's that crazy
You
to
checking
tell?
a man's protein again.
So when I said don't watch porn, y'all was gonna sit here and argue with me. Now I'm telling niggas to beat their meat and it's crazy.
He's right.
What are we
because
talking about?
people making stupid decisions off
it just
of
sounds
like,
nuts.
Because that's another big thing. Like some people join the military, and like for lack of a better term, they join as losers, but they get a uniform and people start thinking, oh, you a little bit different. You got a nice little fade. Like people start you clean.
You got a nice
It's
little
the
man.
bully. It's the bullied that turned into bullies almost,
Yeah,
right?
it's just the people like they're like, oh shit, I am kind of nice. Like because some people see a uniform and are like, oh, that's a well put together man. There's a lot of piece of shits wearing uniforms. Like it's what it is at the end of the day. So for me, and not to be like all cocky, I already knew who I was. I was who I was before I joined, before I had a uniform. So I wasn't worried about getting big headed just because I have new clothes. Like I was able to afford what I wanted. But some people, their head gets big when they get this uniform, or they start thinking like they're this guy now, and that's when they get caught up because it's like me giving you a Ferrari as your first car. You don't know what the fuck to do with that. Unless you're some people who've been driving their whole life. And you're like, no, I should chill out. That's only for certain times. Some people don't know what to do with that power. And that's where it gets weird. So like when you're saying beat your meat, like it's real. Like chill out, stop being so horny. Like people start, you get on Tinder, start getting swipes. Like it's good, like chill, like just talk to people. Stop, because then people start getting caught up in nonsense of like, nah, but she gave me attention, and you start feeling entitled. Like people get weird, man. I promise you, especially overseas. It's because that language barrier. People start getting more assertive, and it's just nasty.
Assertive and impatient, I'm assuming. Yeah.
No, you know who I am? It's like, shut up. Like, you're not anybody.
She has no idea who you are.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the big thing. It's just
Is there a lot of tricking in the military?
They the main trick. I ain't gonna go.
I mean, it
into
just
that.
depends where you're
Yeah,
at.
go into that.
Like overseas, just because that culture is a little more free, I would say, especially like Europe, like just girls. Like you can just like it's different. Like here, half those places will be shut down in one weekend. Over there, it's just regular. You can get into some shit pretty fast.
People mind their own fucking business.
Yeah, they know you know where to be and where not to be. I mean, and that's a big thing. Like we're in this little bubble here where it's like very contained, where you can only go so far. But like we were talking when we went to San Francisco, and we were like, damn, it's completely like off the rails over here. Like people are just kind of just can do whatever the fuck they want. Mm-hmm. So I think we're in this little safe little bubble in Utah, but like everywhere else it's with the shits.
Yeah. And we can. Y'all got anything else? Because this is kind of a segue.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because Pharaoh also wanted to get into how women only want men who are finished products.
Yeah, I I was at work, and I was in a trench in Park City, and there were people working for different companies like above the trench. And I heard this one dude, he was complaining. He's like, "Man, I think I'm done with these bitches. I'm done with these women. It's like they want me to clock in for 1 hour and make $36,000. Like they just want all this shit." And then I had a conversation with Damien, and he was like, "Yeah, they just want." He's like, he didn't realize that women just want you to already have the bag, or be born with it. Like you already have the bag when you come to them, or you was born with the bag, and you come to them. Like you can't come working on yourself. You can't come half stepping. And I was like, I don't know if that's always the truth, because I've been broke with women. Like I've been broke with women like a motherfucker, trying to figure it out, trying to rap and shit, and having dead-end jobs and shit.
Are we being subjective or objective?
I was about to ask the same question.
Being objective.
We being objective.
We being objective? It depends on what the bag is. Now, I don't think women are just like going for... There are women that go for money, absolutely. Absolutely. Women want you to be established financially. They want you to have your shit together, all that, yada, yada. But what does that truly bring? Like, what's underneath the surface of
money?
The financials? It's the stability. It's the safeness that you could provide, right? Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, it depends on the bag. If you can't make her feel safe, you can't provide like a good place for her, then she's not gonna fuck with you. What's she gonna be around you for? You could be broke and still provide a safe place and a good space for her. That's why when niggas don't have money but can still like talk her out of her drawers, or like be over at her crib and you chilling like it's your crib. It's because you giving her a peace of mind that she ain't ever had before.
Everything you're saying is exactly why we don't condone tricking.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to circle back, but continue.
I mean, that's fine. I don't trick either. I stunt.
All right, go ahead. Continue though.
But no, for real. Like it just depends on you, like you and your aura. Like if you don't have nothing to bring to the table, other than if you get mad that she is just looking only for money, then you're either not having the actual conversation to get further than that, or you're just hollering at the wrong type of women.
Yep. See,
like hold yourself accountable in that sense, nigga.
See, and even the other side of the coin for that is what I think. To be completely honest, I think we see more women hold down bum ass men before we see more men hold down bum ass women. So like how it's like, oh well, women only want a finished product. We know too many people, and I ain't about to sit here and like try to make it personal, but we know too many bum ass dudes that be getting taken care of by like good ass women, and then like we be like, damn, like it's too bad she wasted her life with him because she probably could have did better with somebody else. Like I feel like we see that way more often than we see the opposite. Mm-hmm. And I think social media almost got us confused that it's the opposite. But nah, women take care of bum ass men way more than men take care of bum ass women. 100%.
Yeah.
It's because it's just the perception.
Yeah.
It's the perception of what people are allowed to see.
Right. And then even like how you was like, you probably shooting at the wrong women, or take some accountability for it, because I feel like dudes that say women only want a finished product, it's almost a lack of confidence in themselves kind of thing. Mm-hmm. To where it's just like, well, I'm not this, so I can't be ready for a woman because, like you say, you can't provide a safe space for her. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? And outside of the money. Because if she wants you for your money, then like you a lame somewhere anyway.
And I think that's where men get fucked up at. They hear the provide, and it's like provide could be like a bunch of different shit, man. Like it doesn't have to just be like a money aspect. Like yeah, it's nice. You need some of that to do some of the things to court, but at the same time, like you can do so much other shit to make a woman fuck with you that she's not even gonna look she's not even gonna look at like how much you bring in or
Right.
what you do in that sense.
Yeah, and that like providing financially is a part of providing, but like if you're not your finished product and you're providing everything else, and she could still see you trying to reach your potential, I think she would stay down with you.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is when I said like I was broke, like, but I was paying my bills and shit, like my credit score was cool and shit like that. I wasn't just sitting around doing nothing. It was like I was working towards something. But I could see a motherfucker. I've seen motherfuckers not do shit and sit around, eat chili cheese dogs and shit, and not even take care of their kids and shit, and they sitting around, and the woman is doing everything. And it's like, I kind of want to ask him, but I don't want to dirty Mac. Be like, why do you do that? Like, what is that for? Like, why are you sitting around? Because this man, you know what I'm saying? You breaking your back, and he ain't even, he playing Xbox. You know what I mean? But
Quick sidebar conversation. How much of that is actually dirty macking?
You said what?
How much of that is actually dirty macking? If you being honest, is it really dirty macking?
I think anytime you got to mention another man, it kind of just shows how weak you
Just
are.
mind your business.
yeah,
Just
like
mind your shit.
if I gotta put other people's perspective in to get to infiltrate, like, nah.
Even sidebar with that.
Not to infiltrate, but like
I just think when you're thinking about other men, like you're just a weak man. Because even like, I'm gonna be completely honest, with that Future song on the new album, when he said you could fuck another nigga as long as you're thinking about me, as soon as he said that, I skipped it.
thank you.
I said, nobody trying to hear that shit, fam. Skip, nigga.
All right.
What are you talking about?
And I
Just a temp check.
I dirty Mac on the Paulo Asa guy. I told Cam I had to apologize to PD Pablo because that was a real situation I really know. And I said he had a hit in 04, and I was like, oh, that was kind of dirty Mac-ish when I really watched it back. So I apologize to North Carolina, even though you was
He
out
had the
here.
freak leaks.
You was out here being nasty and
He had the
shit.
freak leaks, man. You should have known he was. You should have known he was being for real.
There's more to that story that I won't put on the pod, but
Earring in the tongue, and she know what to do with it. You should have known he was being for real, man. You trying to dirty back that man. That song was
Man.
way too descriptive. You want it on the floor, or do you want it on the chair? She said, give me all that shit you was talking in freakily.
even initially
What's
going,
crazy is he did everything but eat her out because he wasn't drunk enough to do it. That's crazy, bro.
oh man.
Yeah, that's comedy. That is hilarious.
But
Shout out Petey Pablo, man.
even to get to that point, like when I first initially started going to the club, like one of my older cousins was like, I'm gonna show you how to spit this game. And his whole game was being like, oh, you like that nigga that's wearing that and doing this and doing that? And I'm like, oh, that's dirty macking. Like, I'm not about to dirty mac thing. And that was the whole, like, he was shooting. Like, he was scoring too. And I was like, man, he did dirty back 100 niggas tonight for 10 numbers, man. That's weak as hell. I'm not never doing that.
That's when you at the arcade and you doing the little, you play the shooting one.
Yeah.
Maybe you moving back, so you gonna play the little tyke one. And you just be dropping this shit in there.
Yeah, I was like, nah, the dirty mac and shit. We'll get into a dirty mac topic on a different pod though.
Yeah, because we had a whole. So me and Damien had a conversation. I can't remember what we was talking about. I think it was Fonte or something. Fonte from Lil Brother. Shout out Fonte, man.
Yeah.
And Damien says something like, that's why he listens to more grown-up rap now, or sometimes not rap at all. He was like, because I'm searching for wisdom. He was like, some people be looking for game, I be looking for wisdom. And when he said it, he said it through text. And ever since I got that text message, it kind of just stuck with me. I could hear his fucking voice saying it in my head. I just kind of want you to elaborate the difference because I felt like you said that was like some cool shit that I'm intrigued to get.
Well, I think it all kind of like ties in, like with the club addiction, men being put together. It's just picking your priorities. So that whole thing about me like clubbing for all those years, my biggest fear was I didn't want to turn 40, and now I'm trying to get it together. That was my biggest thing. So I was like, when it comes like the whole wisdom versus game thing is like, I know how to get a girl. I know all these things. Like I know I should be drinking water. I know like there's simple shit that should be common sense, and I don't need to hear it through my music. Like there's certain things like I want to hear bigger brain shit, like something that's why I like grown man music because sometimes it feels more productive. That's why I liked Kendrick when I was younger because he's a few years older than us. So it was like I was looking through a perspective of like, all right, I'm 19, he's 23, 24. I'm like, all right, let me see what he's talking, because he's actually talking about real shit. And I've always gravitated towards gaining something out of my music. Cool, there's times for like music where you don't have to think, but like, as a parent, being like, I don't listen to music half the time anymore. I just be listening to podcasts and I choose a new album if something comes out. But I'd be watching YouTube 90% of the time. Just be listening to people, self-improvement. Even if I'd just be learning about buying a new car, just little things, financing, all this shit. It's just, what do you gain from what you're ingesting at some point? And like, I could spend my whole life, like I love Larry June, but like I said, I don't need someone to tell me to eat healthy. Like I'm cool, I'm good, I get it, I love it, I love Larry June, but like at some point, I don't need it. Like
At some point, when you fulfilled that part, now you're looking for somebody else to tell you something.
Yeah, because I love cool music. Driving, especially on a nice day like this, it always sounds good, but like in my headphones, when I choose what did I learn today, it's like, that's my choice. Like that's a big reason why I wasn't so big on Future when I was younger, because I was like, I don't need this in my life right now. It wasn't. It didn't sit right with my soul. Like it just
right
didn't feel right for me. So like, yeah, game versus wisdom type thing. It's just I just be more intentional with what you put in your head at the end of the day, because the music reflects your life. What is it reflecting? It's like, at the end of the day.
Yeah, and see, and even like sometimes to even take it almost to a different conversation, I almost think that's why I don't like when people critique the latest Kendrick album. Because I'm like, it's not music to sit there and be critiqued. It's actually music to help you. And I think like that year when I was going through some shit, that's the album I played from front to back all the time. Yeah. So like when people be like, that album wasn't that good, like in my head, I'm like, cool, but like, you know, maybe you're just not ready for it. Like maybe you're like, as a human, like you're not there yet. So trying to critique the album because it sounds a certain way, doesn't sit right with me. But yeah.
In a way, I would almost like double down to like what Dane was talking about to just men in general. Like, there's not a lot of men that are leaning into humility like that. Like, I don't want to say like humility as like trying to downplay this man, but like that's really what it is, and that's to me what it sounds like. He leans into the fact that like there really might be a bunch of stuff that I don't know that I want to push the envelope and at least be familiar with. Am I gonna be able to master it like in just one day? Absolutely not. But like,
it's a step towards it.
Yeah, let me at least. Oh, I didn't even know this was a possibility. Or like, there's shit that like, I remember the first time when I realized like doing your own oil change is simpler than like it actually is. Yeah. When I found that out, I was like, oh, like, damn.
And I'm so bad, I know how to do it. And sometimes I'll be like, man, you know, I'm going to go give over here and give him this $60 because I don't feel like doing it.
But sometimes, 100% of the time.
But I know when I don't have that money to just go ahead and go pay for the service.
You got it.
I can go ahead and do it. Or at least I'm familiar with it to where like, if I do need to go and need the refresher, it's not foreign material.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the moment that I don't have to get ready in that sense.
Yep.
That's
I
a lot.
think-
That's a lot of what men aren't getting today. They're not like willing to put their pride aside and just be like, either I need help or I need to just go ahead and just accept the fact that I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good way to put that.
Yeah.
And from
Even with the oil change and shit, like, I think it's almost how people grew up too. Because like in my household, my grandpa, man, he'd be like, "Oh, you gonna try to take it over there? No, no, no. Go get this and this and this." He make a list, write a list. I got to take it to AutoZone, and I'm gonna do it. But that helped me in the long run. Like, I used to be like, "Man, it's hot, Grandpa. Man, I don't want to lay on this asphalt and shit. Man, lay a blanket down, and you gonna get under that. You gonna get under there now." He's like, "You can't be going out the world backwards." So, shit, I didn't. So now, some shit break down. Half the time, I know how to do it. Like my Jeep just broke down, and it was the alternator. I had never changed the alternator in my life. I had never had an alternator go out. I didn't even know what. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to take it. But best believe I'm gonna be on YouTube watching.
all the
something.
resources are there. That's the thing. And then for me, like a big reason why that stuff became priority is because I'm a dad of girls. So like me growing up, having my dad raise me, anytime I had a question, he was able to at least give me some answer.
Yeah.
Like whether it was like fully fleshed out, he just had he was always knowledgeable on stuff. And that's a big thing. I don't want my girls to look at me and be like, "Damn, he doesn't know shit." Like I don't want to be this bum ass dad. So like at the end of the day, I'd rather be a super nerd and they just think he knows everything, even too much, than them to look at me and just be like, "Man, my dad's not reliable. I know how to sew. I know how to like fix things. Like if something happens on the house that my wife cannot do, I want to be able to do it. I want them to look at me and just be like, my dad's a superhero." Like that's really what I'm trying to. So that stuff became priority to me is because I don't want to be a bum like in my own house. Like I don't want to see my kids and be like, "Damn, they look at me crazy." Like that's my biggest thing. It's just that became priority. Like so everything else went way less low on the list of things I need to do in my life. Like I don't be buying shit for myself anymore. Like I'll buy a shoe here and there, but like I don't be spending because I don't go out. Why am I buying clothes if I don't go anywhere? Like I'm getting to that point where stuff makes sense, and I was doing a lot of shit that didn't make sense. So, and it's just a choice. You choose. Like Cameron knew, even since I was younger, I was always Mr. Morale. Like that's why he hated me so much because I never picked a side.
Yeah, that's seriously. But see, I was gonna get into this later in the pod, but like realistically, like to be completely honest with you, it is no disrespect to none of my other friends. That's why I respect you the most out of everybody else. Is because anytime I was ever like tripping, because like as calm and morale as I am as well, like you was way more mature than me. So I feel like when I got your perspective, like sometimes I'd be hot as fuck because I knew you was right and be pissed. Like, I can't believe this motherfucker ain't on my side right now. Like, I would be hot as fuck just because, like, you told me what I needed to hear. And I'd be at the house hot as fuck at Damien, like, "Oh, motherfucking man, he was just supposed to take my side." But nah, he was just like, "No, Cameron, like, you're wrong at the end of the day." And that's why I always respected this man because, like, as logical as I am, like, he's way more logical than me. As mature as I am, I feel like he was way more mature than me. So when I brought some issue to him and he would be like, "Nah, fam, you tripping." Even like just a couple months ago, I brought an issue to him and he was just like, "Nah, you're actually right." And I was just like, "All right, cool. I called you to make sure I wasn't tripping for real." And so that's why I really like this dude for real.
It's being level-headed. It's being realistic. Like I'm willing to take an L sometimes. Like you're talking about humility. It's like it's big in my like just being put together and down to the whole thing we're talking about, like women wanting men to be a finished piece. Like do you not want to be at least? Like as a man, do you not at least not want to be somewhat good? Like I don't need someone to save me. I don't need a girl to fix me up. Like I want to come to the table with my own bag already ready. Yeah. Like I don't want to let's say, "Hey, let's put a bag together." It's like, no, I have my own shit. What do you have? And then you could be more of a prize in that sense because it's like now you're looking at her like, what are you providing? What are you offering?
Yeah.
Some box, like it's like you gotta
Bring something else. Damn.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like some of these women are bums too. That's the thing. So it's like some people are looking like you're either looking at the girl who's too. If all she's worried about is a man with money, it's like she's a bum in a sense because what is she bringing? Unless she already has her shit and she's just like, I just need someone at least as a peer, then cool. But like you gotta flush that out. Not all women have the same views. Some are cool as fuck. But you gotta figure that out at the end of the day. It's like you can't just expect every single person to fulfill what you're looking for because you can't fulfill everything that women are looking for at the end of the day. It's just balance.
If you roll with a woman that leads with box, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yep.
If you run into a woman and she leads with box and you fall into that trap, oh shit.
Because this comes down to, I remember I was listening to Earl Sweatshirt. I forgot what the name of the song is. It's called like Sunday or something. But like one of the first lines, he's like, it's hard for me to tell you this, but you're not passionate about half the shit you're into. And I was like, it's real. Like you gotta, what do you like as a woman? Like, do you have passions? Do you have hobbies? Like, what do you like? You just sleep all day? Sleep and fuck? Like, you're useless. Like, I don't know. I see some women, it's just like, you gotta like something. Whether it could be the nerdiest thing. You love Harry Potter, cool. But like something. Have some passion in your life about things. Be intentional and be passionate. Back and forth. Like,
And that's objective.
yeah.
That was very objective. See? Smart man right here. Genius. And I really meant that when I said it, though. It's like every time I felt like I was tripping, call this man. And he'd be like, yeah, bro, you tripping. Or, no, you right.
There's no reason
I
felt
call
more valid.
Cam when I think I'm tripping or something.
Yeah, see, because that's what I'm saying. Because I feel like as logical and level-headed as I am, y'all know, sometimes some just flip and I start tripping. I'll be like, fuck all them niggas. All y'all could die. Like, you know? And then I got to get on my J. Cole and get on the stage and be like, hey, fam, I apologize. When I start, that's why I feel J. Cole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to get on that stage and apologize. I was tripping, fam.
But that's enough to even say that you're willing to apologize. Some people won't. Some people ruin friendships without apologizing. So,
Big facts.
that's what it
Extreme
is.
facts.
I'm going through that right now with one of my old barber.
Mm-hmm.
He said some shit, and I'm like, no, I need to as a man, you gotta apologize to me, like, and I'm not calling you. I'm going to a different barber now. I'm like, nah, I need an apology before anything because if I let this slide, then it's gonna be ice skate central. You know what I mean?
Damn, you had to cut him.
Yeah, I had to cut the barber.
Cut the barber.
And this is like a 12-year relationship. You know what I mean? Your barber is near and dear to you, dude.
That's comedy. He said, damn, you had to go.
Were y'all friends outside the barber?
Yeah, we
Okay.
was friends, and I think that kind of ruined a lot of shit too. Because when someone's your friend, they could get away with certain shit. They could be like, "Oh, I double booked, man. You're gonna have to wait. Just chill, man." And you just sit like, "God damn, what if I really had something to do, man?" You just, but since it's your homie, you like, all right, give him the benefit of the doubt. So, yeah, my new barber is my friend too. So, but he more. Every time I book, I'm right in there getting my cut.
See?
You had something to add to that? I didn't.
Oh no. No. Nothing serious.
Oh, go ahead with the joke. We need a joke.
Well, I'm just curious. How many of y'all would like actually go to your friends for like services like that?
Shit, all my friends was my barber still recently. I only have friend barbers.
Really?
Yeah,
It was always him, Jordan, or Hunter.
I think Jordan was my only friend. I let Hunter do it one time. Hunter fucked me up.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Respectfully, this was very early in Hunter's career. But like Hunter fucked me.
We all had the one fucked up Hunter.
It was right when you're going out too, so you don't look as good.
I'm gonna have to cut this part of the pod out because all of a sudden he gonna be in the studio. These niggas talking out of their necks.
They good.
Hey, let's get it, bro. Hear this shit. He going straight to the booth.
Especially me being a nigga that cut my own hair. Yeah, he gonna fry me up.
Yeah, he gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
He gonna have a whole album.
I've only had
Yeah, nah, I
only
don't-
my friends have ever cut my hair.
Yeah, see.
Well, when I was little, like my mom took me to barbers and shit, and then my cousin moved from Pittsburgh, California, and he cut my hair all the time. So it's always been.
And that's comfort because like I get what you're saying. Like I don't think I have the comfort to have my friend provide a service for me. Not because I don't think they can do right. It's just that friendship and business type intermingling. I don't. For me, it's not normal because I've always cut my hair. I've always cut my own hair, so I never had to have a barber friend. So like.
Shit, even me in my trainings, like I feel so weird when it's like parents that I've known since I was a kid,
Right.
or like kids that were just like a little bit older than me that are just now having kids, and they want me to train them. It's like I know you, like I feel weird.
Feels
Like,
weird taking money from you.
Yeah.
Like, it's
like no, I've been waiting for this day for you to have kids for this reason, you know.
Yeah, still at the same time though, like I think like I see it as like my extension of support. Like you know what I'm saying? So like I would go to you and like just almost like you my friend. So I'm like, okay, like why would I go pay random when I can get this $30 to my friend? Like that's how I used to see it.
But you're not wrong about it. It's just
No,
me,
yeah.
I don't have that comfort in me to naturally just do it.
And I feel like, even to take it to this, like as black people, we need to do that more. To spend the dollar with us, so we support each other, because we the ones that do it the least. We the least supportive group, but the loudest one. You know what I mean? We the loudest bark. You know what I mean? But we're not supporting our people and really. So like even today, this is my homie's shirt. I make sure I buy that before I go to Zoomies or something and go get a shirt. I'll buy Cam's shirt before I go over here. So I think we need to start doing that more
Facts.
to build the
Facts.
community and like shit actually matter. You got to have money to go to war with anything, to fix anything. You got to have money.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's just, I guess that part, the support for your friends gets lost sometimes because you start to, you know them personally and you see how they interact with other people. Like, I don't know, like having that separation of like business and friendship, whether if it's support, like you just put shit online and I can order online. But like, I don't know, there's this weird line where it's like, no, they're just fucking around. Or like, I saw them cheap out on certain things. Like, I don't know, they just, you see people become untrustworthy, so and since it's personal, you know them personally, you can hear that versus the random person you're supporting.
But a lot of people are doing the same thing. You're just not seeing it. So
Exactly.
You just go spend your dollar with them, and they doing the same thing.
Well, I think that's what he's saying, that the comfortability as a customer, like at least maybe if you don't know you're getting ripped off, you feel a little better about it.
Okay. Oh, I got a question for you too. When is Square coming back?
Yeah, never. That was a phase I don't know.
Square was hard. Y'all should have kept going with that.
I'm not a business owner. No, I'm good.
Yeah, should've kept going.
Realized business is too
Matter of fact,
complicated.
man, one of these shirts got... No, I'm just playing.
Nah, that Square stuff was ambitious, but that's when everybody wanted to have their own brand. I was like, I'm good. I'm not that passionate about it that I need to do that.
Shout out to Square, man.
Shout out to Square, man.
Shout out to Square, man.
That was the era.
I've been saving this last topic just specifically for Damien. Is everybody here a Pac Div fan? You a Pac Div fan?
Y'all put me on a pack dip.
Good. We need a Pac Div segment because they are like the fucking goats.
Yeah.
Best trio in rap history. I said it.
Best trio in rap history?
He didn't believe it, but he said it.
Not fully, but...
He's being subjective.
I'm being subjectively, best trio in rap history.
Name a trio better.
Objectively?
Or something, whatever.
Subjectively, there's none.
Trio, yeah. I'm talking about trios.
What about
I'm
the
talking
locks?
It's like I'm saying, subjectively, Pac Div.
Okay.
Objectively, I don't know if they're in the conversation. Subjectively, Pac Div.
Pac Div.
Yeah.
I just, in my head, I'm just like, because for some reason I even been listening to a lot of their music lately. Usually when I get around this time where the sun start coming
Warming
out,
up.
I always go back to my Pac Div, Dom Kennedy playlist for some reason. Not some reason, because that's what it's meant for. But like, for one, I just kind of want to know everybody's favorite Pac Div album first.
Don't mention it.
What's the one where they're on the boat?
The Div,
The Dib.
I like that too.
Like many also.
That's a hard one for me because I like Church League Champs and I like Don't Mention It.
Church League Champs was that.
Church League Champs was crazy.
But
too.
that was like the introduction that I kind of had to.
That's why I love Don't Mention It, because they went crazy on Church League, and Don't Mention It was like that, but more.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this is, like, they didn't fall off on the second project. They kept.
Mine is 100% Don't Mention It. Matter of fact, I remember the first time I ever heard Rollin' was like at your house on spring break.
Don't mention it ain't even on streaming.
Nope.
No, it's not.
It's a hidden gem.
It's not. I remember I had Rollin'. The single came out like that day, and I was going to your house, and I just remember going to your house, and we was walking somewhere like we always used to, and I Rollin'. I was like, bro, this is the greatest fucking song I ever heard. I remember just listening to it in them little ass Sony headphones. Like, this is the great. Yeah, that song, on off switch, like
Don't
crazy
forget
to
the
me.
Swishers.
Don't forget the Swishers. One of my favorite, though, is the last song, Don't Mention It.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that was one of the craziest songs. And then I remember at the time, too, the line I related to the most is we done all did foul shit Saturday night to wake up and go right to church. I used to listen to that song every morning before church. So my mom used to be like, man, you better make sure you be at church in the morning. We had some house party still trying to make it to church the next morning.
Yeah.
That was the first song I played every Sunday. That was my shit, man.
I like Whiplash.
Broccoli.
Whiplash, yeah.
Whiplash was dope.
Broccoli, yeah.
Whiplash.
Whiplash was dope.
Let me look at this track list.
Of course, the self-titled.
Waves at the Prom.
For You was underrated. The one I feel like I need to be congratulated for all the bullshit that I've been through. That was my shit.
And see, I like the spring, just because like there's something about like getting your car washed and then throwing on that Dom Kennedy or that Pac Div, that Currency, or that old Wiz, and just driving.
What I loved about Pac Div also was because I was in love with Southern music my whole life. So anything that hit hard, bass, all that stuff, I was always down for that. So like Pac Div, like intermingled bass heavy shit with like conscious raps and like good rapping. Like it was everything I needed at that time, because it was like I could still roll through the school parking lot bumping something like loud, but still getting like the words I needed to hear at the time.
And
like,
see, and that's almost what I even feel like is almost lost in music. And I think that's why I always go back to them. Because I'm like, where is the hype conscious rapper at right now? Like, I don't feel like we got one of those.
they were the cool big brothers.
And see, and that's why I think they like affected me so much, because just like you said, they was telling you what you needed to hear. Like, it felt so relatable. Like, it almost felt like they was just sitting next to you telling these stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they weren't talking too far. They were talking, relatable stuff that would happen naturally. Even down when you cut your hair, waves at the prom, like this stuff that was just so relatable. It was just like, I don't know, they meant a lot for me, for sure, at that age. I needed. I don't even know where I would be if I didn't have Pac Div at that time, because they filled a void that was before So Far Gone. After.
I think it was right after.
Yeah, it was right after So Far Gone. And it was like, all right, cool, Drake's here, but I don't know, that testosterone growing, like as a teenager, you needed that aggressive but like thought-provoking shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They meant a lot.
I think Chip the Rip did that shit for me too. Chip the Ripper. Maybe not as good, but he had some shit.
His first two, not his first two, but the Cleveland show and the shit with Chuck Gift Raps.
Yeah, Gift Raps. I was about to say Fat Raps. That's the song.
But and then even like,
Because he was talking about not eating high fructose corn syrup and shit, like back then. And I started looking it up, and I was like, oh shit, this is some real shit.
and then even with Pac Div, like I just remember Mania too, and I just remember thinking like that shit was like how you say like Waves at the Prom was like that time, so was Out at the end of Mania.
Yeah.
I remember playing that like on the way to the high school graduation, because I felt that, like, you know what I'm saying, like that shit felt That shit felt crazy. And then Antifreeze, even like Take Me High. I low-key was writing a song the other day, and I for sure started, I only puff cuz I only fuck with bad ones. And I was like, nah, threw the beat away. I threw the beat away. I said, no, I ain't about to do that. This shit was sounding hard, though. I threw that beat out. I said, no, I ain't doing that. Because I like them niggas so much that, like, I think they need their flowers for real. Pac Div does. And I'm sure this conversation is gonna get lost. Motherfuckers gonna be like, "Who the fuck is Pac Div? Why are they talking about these?"
Even
people?
it showed me a glimpse of what it was missing when I heard that when shit got weird when they did the feature on there, and I was like,
was it only Mibs?
No, it was I think it was Mibs and Like on there. They all was on there, I think.
B Young wasn't on there.
He wasn't.
That's why I was confused because I saw the feature, but it wasn't all of them. I was like,
yeah, I know Like was on there too.
yeah, it was a, but no, I know what you mean. Like, Ty Dolla $ign,
Yeah, and see,
unofficial member.
And the reason I love Ty Dolla $ign so much is realistically because of Pac Div. Oh, one of the other songs off the GMB album that I used to relate to was No
GMB.
Superman.
No,
Superman was crazy.
Can I have the correlation
It wasn't.
between Ty Dolla $ign and Pac Div?
Oh, he was on there early, like before you knew who Ty Dolla $ign. It was just Ty with a dollar sign. It wasn't even written out Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah, so like when you hear like a singing hook, most likely it was Ty Dolla $ign. I think that's him on Young Black Male.
Mm-hmm. He's all over.
He was on Rollin'. What else was he on Church League Champs? Something else on Church League Champs. I can't think. Shawty, you never, ever, never had a nigga like me. That's Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so he was like an uncredited member, and then all of a sudden he just started getting credit out of nowhere.
Damn.
So like he like in my head that's why I respect that man so much because I remember him from being like the Pac Div singer.
You remember the name too, just seeing it. You're like, what is Ty's?
Yeah, I didn't even know how to say it.
Yeah,
I
what is
remember
that?
that. And then
Yeah, he was on Rollin', on Off Switch. That was him on Off Switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the only one that he wasn't singing on was what's the BJ Chicago kid one off Mania? There ain't no other girl I want. Show you.
Yeah.
Antoine love that fucking song.
He's on something. Still living on.
I
I forgot
remember
about
working
this song.
at Focus, listening to Pac Div, man. I was like, shit. I almost haven't listened to Pac Div. I think when they put Church League Champs on streaming, I listened to it for like a week, and I haven't heard him since. So today, as soon as I hop in the whip, I might turn on some Pac Div.
I spend a lot of time on Twitter just typing in their name just to see, like, if we were just, like, to make sure I wasn't tripping and us as a group to be like, are we the only people who knew about them? Because how unknown they are to a lot of people. I had to, like, make sure that there's other people still talking about them to this day. Because I, like, giving them flowers, like, I don't want them to be forgotten. Like, that's a staple. Even in California in general, like that they're important and they're not talked about.
And then it was like they was around everybody too.
Everybody.
Like they have a Kendrick Lamar feature. Like they was hanging out with Schoolboy Q. Like it was fucking.
They're all
around
up in the
with cool
videos.
kids.
They're in everything.
Like in my head, I'd be confused on how it didn't work. Like I really don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm saying, it's the first time we heard Ty Dolla $ign. Swift D, platinum producer, was their producer. Yeah. Like it doesn't like none of it makes sense of why Pac Div was the ones that didn't pop.
Like they kind of fell into the XV little situation, like where they were connected to everybody, but like they didn't go.
Yeah, a little lower than that though, because XV, I'd be extremely confused on how an independent artist had a Neo feature and didn't pop.
Yeah.
That never made no sense to me. Shout out XV, man.
He was on a Verizon commercial.
What was
Awesome.
that? One group called You and I.
Oh yeah.
It was like Love Supreme and shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
They split though.
Yeah, they split.
Yeah,
And
they
then
had beef.
Thurs dropped the album, and I liked his album. He had like Black Thought and shit on his album. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, that whole era, like that's why I be saying, man, the blog era is the greatest era of rap ever.
Yeah, even
I'll stay
I used
on
to
that
listen to
forever.
Mickey Hassel a whole bunch, and now he's G Herbo's manager and shit.
Yeah, I don't know
But
about
he used to
that.
be like Paper. His name is like D Blacker or something. Now he be doing shit for the game and shit, there was motherfuckers that I was like, I don't know how they didn't like take it there.
I think that era is getting some credit now, but like there was like a 5-year stretch where I was like, I don't think people even know, because that's when streaming started coming up. That whole era got like evaporated. Like no, it was Thanos snapped, and then people forgot all about it. And because a lot of people from the era, like there's still people like from the era that are still around, like a Wiz and Currency, all of them, but a lot of them are not.
Yeah,
Non-existent. Even if you type in their name, they're like what's his name? Sean Christopher. He's like a lawyer or something, he's like doing something that's not rap.
Yeah, shout out to Sean Christopher, man. Me and Devin was just talking about him the other day.
He was working for Sean John. He was revamping Sean John.
He was like Wale's little A&R too, around Shine and all that, and Somewhere on Sunset. Cause I remember them all in the fucking Denny's. Check out my publishing. I never forgot that shit. Yeah. Shout out Sean Christopher, man. That era, man.
Was Hall of Fame trash?
Hall of Fame.
Big Sean.
All right, we got a couple minutes. You want to get into Big Sean? We can talk about Big Sean.
Wait, was there another one?
No, that was it.
Oh yeah.
That was it. We can talk about Big Sean real quick.
Cause Damien is the rationale piece. I just want to make sure I'm not tripping, because this man Pharaoh think I be tripping.
Yeah, I was like, why did you bring up that album? Because that is not the album to bring up when you bring up Big Sean.
I mean, we could talk about Big Sean, but I also just don't think it's like trash either.
Oh, that album is trash. There's about 2 songs, maybe 3.
I don't know, man. When I even just look at Big Sean's discography, I've never loved anything besides Dark Sky. Everything else is like I like pieces from it, but like as a whole, I can't tell you last time I went back into his discography and was just like, yeah, I want to listen to that. I think I tried to listen to what's the one with Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay?
Finally Famous.
I listened to that. I tried to listen to it one time. I was like, I'm good.
It's the first album. Yeah,
it's not that it's bad. It's just I have no desire to listen to his music. It's cool when it comes out. I like Detroit when it came out. I think that I listened to that one a few times, like throughout the years. Detroit 2, never went back to it. I don't know. Hall of Fame, I think it just came out in the wrong time. Too much other better music was out at the time, so it didn't get to play from me.
I think all his albums, this is what I always say about Big Sean, he just don't have his own style. So he's just well above average lyricist. He's like our Fabulous. I always say that. Big Sean is Fabulous. It's where he's just a well above average lyricist who can adapt to the sound, so his albums never come out as classic just because he's doing what everybody's doing, but leaning on rapping a lot.
Do it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying that to spite him, because Fabulous is one of my all-time favorite rappers, and Big Sean's probably high as fuck on my list somewhere, to be honest. Do I think he has a classic album? I'm not gonna lie. Probably not. But like,
Dark Sky Paradise not classic.
see, and this is where kind of what I get
it's
into.
not.
So when we go into Dark Sky Paradise, right? I kind of want to like have this conversation about like how we always use the term aging well. What makes Dark Sky Paradise age better than Thank Me Later, which we will never say is a classic for some reason?
Thank Me Later is a classic. Thank Me Later is a classic, but
I think I wouldn't call. I guess I would call Dark Sky a classic in his discography, but I guess if you were to remove that and just talk about hip hop in general, it's Big Sean's best album.
Right, 100%. I'm not arguing that.
But I guess if you were to compare classics against classics, it's not in the conversation. But Thank Me Later, I think why I don't hold that one high, even though I listened to it recently, I think the 10-year anniversary or some shit that was recent?
Yep.
Yeah, 12, 13, whatever year anniversary. I listened to it and I loved it, still love it, but hearing that older style of Drake, it's kind of just, I don't know, it's just weird. So
Right, and see, that's kind of why like I kind of wanted to get into the conversation of music that ages well versus music that doesn't. Because realistically, the same problem I have with Drake is the exact same problem I have with Big Sean.
Is that
Big Sean is just a rapping Drake.
You think he leeches on the other?
A non-leeching rapping Drake. Just the fact that he just takes the hot shit and he just puts his little 2 cents on it and waits. Then the sound is going to change and he's going to do it again. Then the sound is going to change and he's going to do it again.
I don't think Big Sean's ever changed the sound though.
I don't think he has his own sound though, because like if you listen to the Finally Famous album, it sounds just like 2011. If I go to Dark Sky Paradise, it sounds just like 2015. If I go to the other one, it sounds like 2017. Like I feel like it's
Production wise?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's just a production thing.
okay. Well,
Yeah. I'm not saying like, but that's what I'm saying. Like I think that's what I mean by style though. It's like the type of music that he's making is always present with the time 100%, instead of like pushing an envelope per se. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he doesn't really take too many risks. He's kind of just like, who's hot? Let me hop on that. Which a lot of people do. He's not the only one.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it to spite him because I'm cool with that. But that's why I believe he doesn't have a classic album. It's because I feel like when you just gotta sit there with the music, it just kind of blends in when everything else is out.
is 2088 a classic?
I love 2088. I love that shit personally.
See, I might need to go back because I wasn't in love with it the first time I heard it, and it might have
Really?
It might have been the year it came out. To be honest with you, I wasn't.
That's Big Sean's best album.
Yeah, I'm about to
That's
say
Big
that
Sean's
might
best
be.
album.
I wasn't on that. I'm sure I was listening to
love
Future.
that shit.
So like,
Probably you didn't have time for that.
yeah, I
You
didn't have time. I probably pressed play and she started singing all
Completely
nice and
different subject
soft and
matter.
slow. I was like, nigga, what the fuck?
Man,
That shit outta
28 is
here.
my shit.
Shit.
I served the bass.
Yeah,
I cut that shit off, man. Where your ass was at, dog, when niggas couldn't even. I cut that off real quick.
I think a lot of that stuff also though, it matter. Like our experience with albums are different just depending on what we were doing at the time. Like
Yeah.
a lot of times I don't listen to certain albums for months because it didn't serve a place for me at that time. But like for you, a lot like you talk about music in those times when you were driving out to Salt Lake. Like certain music you needed versus certain music you avoided at that time. So it's like we all have those certain experiences.
I would be in the parking lot of my job just blasting Future.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't forget.
And
Purple Rain and Evil, man, that shit was a time. 2016, baby.
that's more what's that?
Then Future and Hendrix in 2017 and Super Slimy. Man.
And I told you that's around the time when I started going left because I didn't want to hear the craziness. I started listening to like Sminos and Sabas and Mick Jenkins, and I was listening to something different
Jenkins.
where I needed that because that felt like it served me better. Especially because I was out clubbing all the time. I didn't need to be clubbing in my room. Like I needed some peace at some point. So R&B was really heavy for me and like just more thought-provoking rap.
Nah, see, when Future, he was giving that wisdom.
I'm good. I didn't need it. Did
He
not
was
need it.
giving that wisdom.
Giving a
dog.
different wisdom.
When I heard Colossal,
Why you call him
he
wizard?
was giving wisdom. That motherfucker said, I see these bitches dancing with the devil. I was screaming that shit.
Yeah. I need some balance in my life.
I'm telling you.
I think that's around the time I started listening to like Brent. 'Cause I think the Paradox album had came out around that time, and then Jameson. I was listening to a lot of Jameson
was my shit.
and shit like that too.
Sonder, you like that whole
Sonder,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was just listening to definitely much more slower paced things on my own. And then I started going back into like 90s R&B because I was like, man, I need to like see what they were, because I didn't listen to all the albums from back then, so I started diving into just older albums. And I was like, R&B albums were knocking harder than some hip hop at that time. Those bass lines in those those R&B albums were crazy. I was like, man, certain things serve me differently.
You got something to say?
No.
Yeah, you do. Go ahead. You know why I think R&B might be dead to some people? Because, like, when people be like, we need R&B back, right? So we just want to sing about cheating and making up? Is that what we're missing in R&B?
Yeah, going through the trials and tribulations to actually.
Trials and tribulations.
The ordinary motherfuckers, the ordinary people.
Is that what we feel like we're missing in R&B?
Yeah, you gotta sing. You gotta sing through the dirty Macking.
So why do we?
I know that nigga over there hating on me.
Man.
I know I messed up. I know he acknowledging that I messed up.
There was if we're gonna be completely honest, we watched these videos and shit, and we listened to the lyrics that motherfuckers was saying in the 90s. There was a lot of bullshit sung greatly.
Yeah, 100%. But even I'm like when people be like R&B is dead, like we need to go back to like the Usher and you know who and all of that, and I'm just like, okay, so we need to go back to cheating. This man had a whole album about how he had a baby on his woman, and that's what we want to go back to? That's what we love?
Let's go back to Donnell Jones, man. What about Carl Thomas, man?
I wish I never met her. There's a lot of those now. Drake do that every album.
Emotional. Like, come on now.
I don't know what the dynamic is. Are you saying it's dead? Or are you saying like
he says it's dead.
Yeah.
It's different. I think, but that's the same with anything. Like I just think it's
and I don't I came up with this thing too is you like The Weeknd, right? Do you think Weeknd is R&B or what do you think he is, pop?
As of late, he's pop. I say he's been pop since.
But
what's the one
R&B?
right? What's the? Is it not? It's not Madness. The one that was before Dawn FM.
See, I think Beauty Behind the Madness that's when he's been pop. I feel like that's when he went pop.
Maybe that was the one I was thinking of.
I don't think he was really R&B.
That had I Can't Feel My Face and Earned It and all that.
He
I
was
feel like he
never-
went pop.
I give him R&B all the way through Trilogy.
He made some
Same.
Trilogy, and then what's the My Dear Melancholy?
Kissland, all those. I just
Kissland,
don't.
yeah.
He just had this weird. It was like a singing emo music, but it wasn't like R&B. It was different. I don't know. I don't. If I were to put him in the category of R&B, people would be like, "What the fuck?" Like on an R&B playlist, you'd be confused if I played a Weeknd on there.
Yep, 100%.
So I just he kind of sits in his own lane. I don't know. I don't know what to consider
I
that.
think that's what makes him pop though, because he's not R&B.
Yeah.
But
kinda like
I put
Black.
Brett Fry as the hood.
Hey man, I'm not taking too much more to name dropping Black. All right.
No, but I'm saying Black kind of sits in his own. He makes, I guess, R&B soundish, but it's not like, I guess for lack of better words, traditional R&B. But there is no traditional R&B anymore, so that's another thing too.
Right. I think traditional R&B just kind of evolved with the sound of music.
Yeah.
So I think this stuff is the new version of traditional R&B.
R&B is such a weird spot.
It's just like we could say a lot of this stuff isn't traditional hip hop, but now it's hip hop because it evolved.
Yeah. Well, because
But there's still more hip hop elements in new traditional hip hop than there is R&B.
But see, now we're about to circle back to this conversation. Is that R&B always had other elements, of other genres, and then like it's just.
Well, yeah, because if you start breaking down the decades, the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, like it's all been different. But for some reason, around 2010, it seemed like that broke apart, and that's when it started going left and right. And I don't know what changed.
Usher, Trey Songz, and Neo. We had the
No.
biggest dudes in there talking about, oh my God.
Yeah. It was the EDM shit that
It was all
fucked
of
it all
them.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had the biggest dudes in there. Girl, let me love you. They ruined R&B. We're gonna be honest about it.
That's
These are
fair.
your
The
guys.
dudes the dude. Oh, no, only two of them. I never fucked with Trey Songz
Yeah, no.
ever.
No.
I'm keeping a hot beat. I never liked Trey Songz.
Nah,
We knew someone who did, and we always looked kind of crazy for it.
Right. Me and Damien used to always be like, yeah, no, it just doesn't resonate. Like, it never did. Yeah, I used to be legitimately confused. I never fucked with Trey Songz. Before I knew he was sick, I never liked him. I don't like them dudes who be trying to be super paused. They be trying to be sexy.
You ain't see his early rap career.
I didn't know that existed.
No, he probably had no shirt on and it was oiled up, and I probably skipped over it. Like, I was like, all right, fam, like, I get it. Like,
No, I'll send you the video. It's actually kind of funny.
yeah, I don't know nothing about his early rap career. I think the Just Gotta Make It shit was cool, but, like, I wasn't really a fan.
I like Twista more then. He was just the feature at that point.
Yeah. I think my favorite Trey Songz song is "Can't Help But Wait" though. That shit was fire. No,
No. I like it. I'm just
What?
thinking about Trey Songz. Oh, I'm like, I just don't fuck with the man. So even if I like the song, I've never played it on my own.
I think Last Time is probably my favorite.
What song is that?
The one where you talk about cheating. This is the last time.
Hey, you know
The
what?
last time.
I'd much rather like start to resurrect Trey Songz before I resurrect Robert.
I say fuck them both. Let them both just die out.
Because I prefer to listen to Robert.
Yeah, I prefer.
I don't like Trey Songz. I don't like his music. Even when I don't like his voice, to be honest. That's the big thing.
Wait, so real quick, if we stripped like you said, if you stripped away moment from music, do you think? I guess no one in this room besides me would really know. But do you
Strip
think?
away moment from music?
Yeah.
Like when the moment is gone and we only have the music, do we think?
Do you think like Robert's music is really that much better than Trey Songz?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What are we talking about?
100%. No
You
question.
like Trey Songz?
I think Trey Songz has a lot more hits than what y'all are giving him credit for.
But like I don't think nobody
Hits and deep cuts.
See, I hate to be that guy. I don't think nobody compares to Robert.
No, he's written so much. Some of my
you
favorite songs
you
written
could
by
put
that man.
Prince and Michael Jackson together, and I don't know if they could beat.
He said
Robert.
he said the best thing about Robert. He was like, I think all time nobody can beat this man in the verses. And I was like, how you figure? He was like, so if it gets to the part where songs he's written, he probably wins. If it gets to the songs he sung, he probably wins. If it gets to the song he's produced, he probably wins. And I was like, damn. If it gets to his features, he probably wins. I was like, fuck. I was like, that's probably.
Those are all individual battles.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
If you combine that to one battle,
Get Thanos.
Yeah.
This motherfucker is Thanos.
Yeah, I'm like, it ain't nobody that can beat that man. I think, he had way better music than all these cats.
He could play "Believe I Could Fly," and what could Trey Songz play? He could play "Half on a Baby," and what is Trey Songz gonna play? He could play.
I don't even like the song, but Ignition Remix, shit still goes and never die. That song's gonna never die no matter what the fuck this nigga does.
He could play that one song he has with Ja Rule.
I don't know that song. Oh, the one with him and Ashanti.
Yeah. All the things I got, I want.
Yeah.
Like this
Fiesta?
man is killing.
I don't know.
He's killing Trey. Trey Songz can't even.
But I think
couldn't even think about it.
in general in music, I think nobody wants to mess with him in the verses. Like Robert, like
I don't know if Trey Songz could be Neo in the verses.
those early Neo albums, important.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to further.
I don't know if Trey
analysis.
Songz could be Neo in the verses, fam.
Even that album when he went EDM, it was still a good R&B album. I forgot what the album was called, the one with Closer on it.
You're the Gentleman.
Yeah, that was still a good album.
Oh, when Closer plays, what he gonna do?
He gonna have to go against somebody like Ty Dolla $ign.
Bobby Valentino.
Y'all being disrespectful.
Damn, wow.
Now y'all being
I'm
disrespectful.
sorry, Trey. I didn't know they was going to
You don't think Trey could?
I think as much of a fan of the next guy I'm about to say that I am is, I think Trey Songz need to go up against somebody like The Dream. That's where I feel
No,
like
he
he can
get
have
the
a
Dream
good.
out of here.
He might. That's what I'm saying. Like,
No, he absolutely
Have you
is.
seen the Dreams writing credits?
See, but I'm saying like just specifically their music. I don't even
just
know.
music, okay.
I don't know if Trey Songz even writes his own music or not. So like I think I'm like just their own discographies.
Oh, yeah,
I think Trey
that's a
Songz
fair
could really
battle.
hold that down.
Yeah, when I think verses, I only go
Okay, just the
discography.
music. Okay.
Yeah, I think they can hold that down.
He definitely getting Dream out of here then.
He could.
I think he could. Like I think he could.
Dream got some shit. Though.
He does, but in full battle, I don't know if it's heavy enough.
And he got the features.
I almost think
Got the features too.
Trey Songz would get Brent out of here.
I think it's too early.
Yeah, I'm like
it's a
I don't know if
different
that's
battle.
fair because he got way bigger songs, so he's getting them out of here easy. Honestly, Trey Songz or Chris Brown though.
It's Chris Brown.
Yeah, it's
Don't do
Chris.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't even listen to Chris Brown.
Can anybody beat Chris Brown in the verses?
Yeah.
but
Who?
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
Chris Brown beating Usher?
might beat Usher.
Yes.
No
No,
way.
I don't
He
think
might
so.
be
No way.
Yeah.
No
It'll be
way.
tight, but I don't.
How many songs they playing?
There's
20?
too many Chris Brown songs you can go
20,
to.
20 Chris Browns versus 20
But
Usher?
Usher has bigger songs. That's the thing.
I don't know if he has the quantity.
Usher? We're talking about
quantity.
Usher.
Yeah.
For every
So just because this
wait.
nigga drops 50 song albums, now he don't have the quantity? Usher can play 20 songs that's out of here.
But for every like club hit that Usher can play, Chris Brown can double down and do that.
I feel in the past
But
5
for
years.
That's where it's gonna be won at.
But
It's
for
not gonna
every-
be won by the R&B tracks.
See, but for every R&B song that Chris Brown could play, Usher could do that.
Yeah. It would be a close battle. I would.
Not really.
I would vote for Usher. Like, I would want Usher to win, but I feel like Chris Brown will win.
What Chris Brown do to Nice and Slow?
Yeah, he doesn't have enough iconic
Take You Down?
after like 2010.
All right. Okay, so he's already wasted Take You Down. So then when Usher goes to You Don't Have to Call, what Chris Brown gonna do?
Yo, excuse me, miss.
He's out.
That's out.
He's out.
No
Huh?
bullshit.
He's out. He's out. He's out till You Don't Have to Call. There's nothing Chris
Yeah,
Brown
you
can
better
play
choose a different
versus You Don't
song.
Have to Call.
You have to
All
choose
right,
a
that's
different-
one.
If he
Give me
plays,
another one.
if he plays, fucking You Remind Me, what Chris Brown got?
You remind me.
He got no bullshit. He got deuces he could play.
Oh my God, no bullshit.
So he's already wasted two of his best songs just from Usher's like bottom tier music is what I'm getting at.
He could,
That's bottom tier?
what
Not
Usher
bottom
could-
tier, but
Name
mid
a
tier.
top
I haven't got
tier.
to anything from Confessions because when he plays Yeah, it's over with. When he plays Burn, it's over with.
No, it's not.
It's not over with from Burn.
No, it's not.
It's what? What are we talking
What is
about?
it? He can't. I don't think he has anything to play next to that.
He's
To
not.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Was
it's
he gonna
over
play
with.
Kiss Kiss or something like no?
Yeah.
No,
That's
don't
what I'm
do
saying.
that.
That iconic
No, what's
level.
the
Young Love. What is he?
Run it. It's over. If he plays Yeah, there's not a single R&B artist that can play a song versus Yeah and beat that song.
Okay, so that's two.
But that's what I'm saying. I haven't got
It's
to
only
his
two.
iconic.
That's
Then
only
what are you
two.
gonna do?
Burn? You telling me he
from
got
Say
something for
Goodbye?
Burn?
Yeah, there's a couple Chris Brown songs that get burned out of here. There's a couple Chris Brown songs that get burned out of here.
Oh no.
I think we should do this on Instagram Live.
Yeah, we
You,
need
Chris
to figure out how to
Brown.
do this because this is crazy.
You're Usher,
Yeah.
and we're
Who wins? My Boo or No Air?
My Boo.
No, I don't know. It's no air.
Yeah, I'm like that. See,
It might
that,
be
that
no
one
air.
you might have me. You
It
might
might
have
be
me
no
on that
air.
one. You might have me on that one. No Air was crazy. You might have me on that one. That's crazy.
You know who Trey Songz need to go against? Mario.
He getting Mario
Yeah,
out
he
of
get
here.
Mario out.
He getting Mario out of here.
Marcus Houston?
Marcus Houston got a record on the on radio right now, and like I'm driving this whip that got the it will tell you what song is playing, and it was like a club, like like some shit Neo would be singing or something. And I looked and I said, Marcus Houston got one in rotation right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, his girl.
Well, yeah, they're two nasty men. Two nasty men going against each other. That's a good battle. Marcus Houston and Trey Songz.
Oh,
I think Trey
Marcus.
Songz getting Marcus Houston out of here.
No, Marcus Houston might.
You got it.
You got IMX. You got all that.
Yeah,
first time.
I think Trey Songz got him though. I think Trey Songz getting him out of here.
Yeah, no.
I think you discredited immature because you don't listen to music older than you.
Yeah, probably. Could be it.
So when
Batman?
Chris Brown getting his Afrobeats back, what's Usher gonna do?
He's losing.
Because nobody wants to hear that in the
Because as soon
battle.
as he get into Afro
Stop.
beats, then we get into Usher's EDM bag.
And Chris Brown going
Oh
right back.
my God.
And Chris Brown going right back into his EDM bag.
See, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like Chris
I don't
Brown
wanna hear
does.
that.
You gonna let the
Pleasure.
you gonna let the
I don't
uncle
want to hear. I don't want to hear. Yeah, 3 times. I fucking hate that song.
you gonna
hate
let, you gonna let the uncle find China.
I'm just saying, if it's just 20 songs, I don't know an R&B artist outside of Robert beating Usher.
But you're also saying R&B, so is it only R&B? Now you're not playing EDM from these artists? So no electronic.
No climax.
I mean, yeah, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has to play it. Like, it counts.
He might lose if he starts playing that moving mountain shit.
Oh, you're a hater.
If he played moving
You're a
mountains,
hater.
he lost.
You're a hater.
At the moment he pressed
You're a
it,
fucking
play
hater.
moving mountains, he lost. If you play, but what Chris Brown gonna play to Love in This Club, the remix with Beyonce.
Trips with the name of the next whole week. You got it, girl. You got it.
Yeah. No guidance. Yeah.
He's out.
What's Usher gonna play when he plays Heat?
The Heat with Gunna?
Or not Heat? Nah. What's the shit with Young Thug? It's on the same album.
I remember the him and Young Thug collab album that had that the one record that had the video
Yeah, it's on
with the weird ass beat.
It's on the same album. Oh no, Heat was on Indigo. I'm tripping.
Yeah,
There was a hit off of that Young Thug and Chris Brown album that I can't remember.
I'm trying to even. I don't even remember.
Is it that one? Yeah, Go Crazy.
Go
Oh
Crazy,
yeah.
Go Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is hard though. That one is hard.
I'm telling you,
What is
Chris
hard?
Brown might be able.
What's the one with Young Jeezy that Usher got?
The original Love in This Club?
Oh yeah, that is the original Love in This Club.
I'm what you want. I'm what you need.
What's the one with Monica? Slow Jams?
Oh yeah.
Loyal.
Oh, we haven't even got to the early.
Loyal. Look at me now.
See, that's where he gonna start losing. When he get into the little hip hop tracks, we just kind of gonna look at Chris Brown like,
Yeah, because look at me now, and I've been saying this. I don't want to hear Busta Rhymes rap. I just want him to retire. Busta Rhymes, just please retire.
With you,
I don't want you to just rap fast for no reason on there, motherfucker, man.
deuces. Say goodbye.
Busta Rhymes drop a new album, man.
You
like
just
that
heard
last
the
one?
last album. Did you hear that last album?
The
With
four
Corey
versions
Ray?
of it.
You hear the record with Corley Ray? I said, man,
He was
if
going.
don't-
That was some sick shit.
I was like,
That
this
record
nigga
with
need
Coily
to
Ray was some
re-
sick shit.
Busta
Retire.
Rhymes drop a new album, man.
Come on.
You good? Just go to sleep. You good? Just go to sleep. Take a nap.
Drop a new album, Bus. We need that.
We don't.
Hey man, there's the difference between a male and a man. Sometimes you just gotta mail it in. That's
If
what
he
it is.
If he drop another album, I need LL Cool J to drop another album.
LL Cool J don't ever drop music ever again in your life.
You don't
dog.
hear Headsprung Part
No,
2,
I don't wanna
2.0?
hear- No, LL Cool J would be doing nasty work in
Big
this era.
LA?
Honestly,
Yeah, no.
if we're gonna be honest, his shit would be trash as fuck in this era. He would
Big LA?
Nah, that's my shit though. Headsprung's hard. I think that song get a bad rap. Headsprung fire.
Love You Better?
That shit hard
Great
too.
songs, but I don't need to hear them again. I'm good.
Nah, Busta Rhymes need to drop another album.
Yes, 8 songs. Don't put 34 songs on an album again. We're good.
I don't.
I feel like we've been going too long, but we're gonna get into this now, and then we could be done. These old artists that don't want to mature their music, that's why your guys are telling him to retire. I think if Busta Rhymes actually dropped another mature album like that ELE2, it shit would be fire. Like it would hit.
Yeah.
Like, and that's honestly, like, to be honest, that's why I think Jayz hasn't came out with another album yet. He doesn't know how to follow up the maturity of 444.
But it also wasn't received. 444 wasn't received well at all.
Just because motherfuckers wasn't listening.
It's any music that makes you have to think people don't like.
Yeah.
That's why people don't like Two Pepper Butterfly and half those conscious albums.
Yeah.
It's too much thinking.
Motherfuckers wasn't listening to 444. He was actually listening to that man.
Yeah.
He was spitting on that. I like 444 probably more than the Magna Carta and shit.
It was a weird time.
I do. That's just personally.
There was
That's
good
tough, 'cause
production on the album.
444 resonated on my life exponentially well. But
But-
Magna Carta had better music.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Magna Carta was hard.
And I kind of don't want to see him and Beyonce do no more music together
Yeah.
because their songs do not come out that well.
But these old artists, they need to stop leaning on these Coily Ray features, these Bia features, and give us some wisdom. That's what I think Busta Rhymes could really do. He could give us a lot of wisdom. Because that is a smart man, and he do a lot of. He say a lot.
Does a lot in interviews when there's raps.
He
This
say a
time.
lot. We could be done.
All right, yeah.
Any last thoughts?
Yeah. Any last thoughts?
You ever had your hair cut by a Chinese man before?
A Chinese man?
Yeah.
Nah. Why?
Terrible experience. It took way too fucking long. As a kid, repressed memories, but I just wanted to temperature check before we left.
That's
So
random.
random.
I don't even know if a Chinese man know how to cut black hair.
I always have.
That's
a
probably why it
Mexican
took so long.
Spanish barber, so I don't know.
Shave your heads. Ball it up. Just playing.
All right.
No.
No, we could be out.
He's talking about friends providing services.